we're all set up. Um, each of you guys don't know each other, obviously. Each of you has your own backstory, where you're from.
Um, Rorik and Gromdrid have got a shared backstory.
Okay, that's fine, and that makes
Cool.
sense. No problem with that. And I'm familiar with Rurik's backstory, so I can fill in on Gomdrid's. I don't know if I got his. I did get your tell, didn't I? PM.
Dana in the call?
He said he'd be right back. He's probably just away. So each of you has your story. Each of you comes from somewhere. And somewhere in your adventure, whether you, well, not adventure, but somewhere in your life, you were either running late on your way home from work, or stepped away from your camp to use the latrine, or something happened, or even your entire party was ambushed in the case of Rurik and Gomdrid. Whatever the case was, you have been captured by the Drow raiding party. They do go above ground and snatch people and carry them away to some horrific fate, which you are about to find out. There you go. You wouldn't wish this fate on anyone. It's gonna copy paste a little rough. My PDF's a little rough. So I'm not gonna go. I've considered going through and have each person, be ambushed one at a time, but that wouldn't be fun for you guys and would take a while. So, however it happened, each of you has been taken captive. The most likely method was by sleeping crossbow bolts. They have their drow sleep poison. If that didn't work, one of the drow carried a wand of viscid globs, which is basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a wand that fires out a huge glob of green ick that sticks to you like glue and holds you in place. Each of you were, you'd be knocked out, you would be beaten, you'd be dragged for miles and miles. If you come from the surface, you'd be dragged miles and miles underground, obviously. Rurik and Gomdrid, you guys would probably were already in the Underdark when you were captured by a Drow raiding party.
Yeah.
And so it's hard telling how far you went. You guys would have snippets of memory here and there as they would knock you out. You'd wake up 1d4 hours later, they'd knock you out again. And eventually you come to here in this awful situation. Each of you have been stripped. You're wearing basically prisoner tattered clothing, just like any Elder Scrolls game starts, pretty much, or at least Oblivion.
A loincloth.
A loincloth, more or less. You've also got a fancy new slave collar made of metal. It probably did hurt going on. And each of you has a, where does it say? That doesn't really, not in that description. The other thing you have is a metal belt that goes around your waist, and hooked to that belt is our chains connected to manacles, which hold your wrists. So you are, in effect, restrained, except your movement is not impacted.
Okay.
So I know I had you guys fill in your inventory. I do have a reason for that. Leave your inventory as it is, in case we need to reference it for any reason. Now, I just copy-pasted that blurb there, and that's not entirely accurate. I just threw that up there. Sorry, still getting over being sick. The Drow High Priestess, you guys would at least be aware of if you saw her when you were captured, or some snippet of memory when she was in the background somewhere. She would not come and address you directly. She's too good for that. She wouldn't have any interaction with being so far beneath her station. But she would send her her captain to deal with you guys. He is the one who carries the wand of viscid globs. And his name is, well, you'll find out as you go along. This is what he looks like. And there were several other drow. I'm going to flash some pictures up. This is the High Priestess that you saw. She also carries a tentacle rod, as you can see.
I'm not getting any pics.
We need a
Anyone else?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. I haven't even got a screen right in front of me showing me. Yeah, let me back up a little. Like I said, this one starts off weird, and as you can tell already, so I'm making sure I got everything straight. It's also very tight quarters, so I'm thinking I might want to throw you guys in one at a time, but we'll just jump in and see what happens. You guys are right here, and as you can see, it is tight quarters.
No, God, yeah.
Can't see, actually. Oh, up there.
It might be dark. You should be able to see a little.
Nothing at all.
Nothing? Ah, that's true. Some of you don't have dark vision. It's
I have dark vision.
Okay. You must have. I thought you were a human.
Changed to half elf.
I did not know that. Okay. See anybody else not have vision? I think you should.
No, I've got it.
see just fine.
I thought you just switched pictures. I didn't know you completely rebuilt your character.
Sorry.
That's
Good lord.
What's the symbol for second wind again?
Flexi guy.
Okay.
I didn't know what class you were, so I didn't know what to fill
I'm a
in
fighter.
for you. All right. Okay. So you guys, one by one, wake up. Find yourselves in this predicament. You're not alone. There are plenty of other people in this prison cell with you, and it's pretty cramped, as you can see. Each of you can kind of get a look out the gate there. This is the gate over here. It is like prison bars. And I'll check here in a second and give you more information on that. But just at a glance, you can see out. And if you scroll down, of course, all the way to the bottom, you get a cross-section view of what you're looking at with the same numbers. You are at number 11, of course.
Goodness.
So that is what you're looking at there. There's stalactite towers, and there's a waterfall. There is the sound of a waterfall, which I'll turn on in a second, nearby. And there are 2.5 drow in the prison cell with you guys.
2.5? How do we have 2.5 drow?
If I understand it right.
One's at half drow.
Oh, okay.
It depends on how obvious it is that he is drow. I don't know if that's obvious or not.
Well, if it's Psalm, then not at all. According to his picture.
Oh yeah.
Psalm looks like, I do believe, a moon elf.
Okay. Then there are 2 drow in the cave with you guys. I'll run through and you guys can do a description when your picture pops up, and I'll do a description when it's not one of you guys. You got this guy closest to the gate. He is a drow. And he's sitting with his back against the wall. One leg is straight out, the other is up, like casual. He's got an arm draped over his knee, and he's just looking out the gate kind of longingly. And kind of shivering next to him is a little mushroom creature on 4 legs. I'll just go through all of them, and then I'll jump in through you guys. Sitting with her back into a corner is a dwarf female. And she would be actually, I'm going to shuffle you guys around a little. She would have been tending as best she could to Gomdred and Rurik. Not that she really has anything, but she's keeping an eye on the two of you.
Cool.
You've got right next to her, to the east, going clockwise, are 3 deep domes. Smurf Neblin. Got this one. You've got this one. She's female. The other 2 are male. And this guy. And then south from them, still going clockwise, is this guy. Got kind of an odd look. He's, you're not sure what race he is. A little strange. Doesn't look gnomish or dwarvish quite. He is a small size category. Right next to them, or in the back corner there, kind of left on his own, people give him plenty of space, is a huge hairy creature. Looks like this. He is medium-sized category, and he's stooped in his posture, but if he could stand up straight, he'd probably be about 7.5 feet tall. He looks like a cross between a silverback gorilla and a, oh, what was the other thing?
Poodle.
Well, he's covered in fur and well muscled, pretty monstrous, but you can tell by his expression there is an intelligence in his eyes. He also has, his hands are clawed. Oh, that's what it was. It was a silverback gorilla and a yeti, if you will.
Oh.
Still going clockwise past the guy in the middle there. This guy in the south corner is an orc. Not much more to say about him. Default orc. The one next up from him to the west is a strange-looking frog man. He's sitting in the lotus position on the floor, and kind of smiling, pleasant expression on his face. Sorry, I have to keep coughing. And seems quite relaxed, given the situation. Same as you guys, everyone has a slave collar, a belt, and manacles. We'll start at on the west and go clockwise for you guys. On description, what are we looking at?
Well, his name is Orin. He's about average height, slim build, slight. He's doesn't talk all that much, but is very personable. His fair skin, long white hair. His eyes are kind of a white or steely silver kind of color. Yeah, as far as physical appearance goes.
Yep. Okay.
Drizzt.
Oh, sorry. Well, his name is Blaze Volcanis. He is Dragonborn. His physical appearance goes as far as he's very huge, like 7 foot. Lots of muscles, and he does have wings and tails, but not functional wings. That's as far as appearance goes.
Sure.
Well, Gomdred looks about like that, only minus all the armor and weapons. He would have a bad case of helmet hair, because normally he would have a helmet and rarely would take it off. And he's well built even for a dwarf. He's middle-aged for a dwarf, so about 175, 200 years old. I don't remember right offhand what I had. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, so that's Rorik Stonehammer of the Adbar Stonehammers. Is a dwarf, about average size and build. Looks like he's had a pretty hard life. His arms and body and face covered in scars. He's missing a few teeth. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Sean, that's you.
I am talking muted. Thank you.
There you are.
That's Garrett Kale. He's a half elf with olive tone skin and dark hair worn about shoulder length. He has no clothing on, so you would all be able to see a lot of tattoos all over his body. There's a 3 6-pointed stars over his heart on his left pectoral. There's some Elvish script underneath them. If you speak Elvish, you'd recognize it as names. There's a black mask encircles his left wrist, and a face-up coin on the inside of his right wrist. And on the inside of his left forearm, up above the mask, you see a 5-string harp, like a tri, like 3 symbols together. Where one of them's a 5-string harp, one of them is a star, and one of them is a crescent moon. And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Grat. He's half orc. I don't know, pretty strong. Looking kind of restless in the cell. Nothing really special apart from the tattoo.
What's the tattoo of?
I don't know, it's a blue thing.
The orc sitting next to you seems pretty interested in it, and maybe he'll address that here in a second, but we got one more.
That would be Tololok. He's about average height for a drow. Obviously drow. 5 foot even. A little, I wouldn't say heavy, but stocky looking for a drow. A little bit over 100 and close to 120 pounds. He seems actually quite comfortable in this large group of people as he kind of sits there, essentially Indian style, kind of in a meditation. Looking at him, obviously, like the rest of you guys, all shirtless and everything, you notice that he has an unusual amount of scars on his back and on his arms. Many of which look like they're quite old scars, some of which look fairly recent on him. You notice that he does have a unusual mark on his face, and when the drow from outside the cell kind of look, you can tell they kind of scoff at him in particular whenever they they scoff at all of you obviously, but at him they really kind of just like, ugh, you know, and they call him names. Anybody that speaks Elvish would know that they're kind of calling him outcast and things like that.
Yeah, you'll get yours here, Tololok. It's coming.
Okay.
Yep. Alright. Let me do a quick check here. Orin, I need you to input skills and languages. Got you, Blaze.
Okay, 1 second.
I have to check everybody's languages before we get too far into this, because everybody speaks something a little different. You too, Rurik.
Yep.
Garrett, I got Common Elvish, but my screen is cutting off. What's HA? Is that Halfling?
Halfling, yeah.
Alright. Grat, skills and languages. And Tololok, skills and languages.
You need them again, or?
They need to be in your attributes and abilities. If you scroll down to the bottom of your attributes, I got a section for save skills and languages at the bottom. You can type those in for me. I got macros that I use that quickly reference, so I can just glance and see what you've got.
Oh, okay. So it's class, features, options, what? Skills and
No, it's your skills and abilities tab, where you put all your mechanics
I'm
in.
sorry. Looking at the what you call it. Okay.
That way I don't
Sorry
have to open your sheet and your bio and like search and find. I just got a quick button I can click.
Not a problem. I'll get you.
Should be updated now.
Okay. Still no languages, Grat. Or skills.
I put, well, that's weird because they're on my end. Saves, skills,
There.
languages.
I got skills now. There's languages. Wow. That took a minute. Okay. Alright. Blaze, Grat, Gomdred, and Rurik are gonna have some troubles on, and Garrett, on the language front. Well, Garrett's got Elvish. That'll get you some of the way.
I speak Undercommon.
Oh, I hadn't looked at you again. Alright. You'll be in good shape then. Okay.
You don't need to speak their language to kill them.
Let's see. This Svrfneblin slides over closer, the female of the two. And she says, "Keep your voice down, dwarf. And don't even try to kill him. You'll just get yourself killed. Best to bide your time and hope to find a way to escape or at least survive. Of course, you don't understand anything she says, but Rurik can translate for you."
Yeah, which I would.
It's all in Undercommon. There are quite a few clay chamber pots here in the slave pen, but otherwise there are no furnishings. The gate is a sliding door, like horizontally sliding prison door. It is locked. It's got a big, built-in, like what you would imagine in a prison cell. Looking out, you can see there is a bridge made out of spider silk going to a vertical hanging stalactite. I'm gonna ping you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. And that number 10 does have windows looking out to where you are, and you can see there are armed guards keeping an eye on you from that stalactite. Stalactite. That's probably you can see from where you're at. No more time than that passes. You guys kind of get your bearings. Then some guards show up. They arrange themselves on the bridge. One steps to this side and this one comes forward. This is what they all look like.
Oh shit, fancy.
Yep. And they take post. This one in front here unlocks the sliding door, and a couple of shaggy beasts come shuffling in. They look like this. That is what this guy actually looks like too, but these look somewhat more savage than what he does. Excuse me. Two of them come shuffling in, bearing bowls of mushroom stew. Very bland. And they unceremoniously plop them on the floor in front of each of you. under very watchful eyes from the drow guards. And then they exit. And the drow, this one says in Undercommon, "Eat quickly. It's time for your shift." And let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's 7 of you. How many total are there? 6, 7, 9 plus 7 is there 16 of you. Okay. This one says, let's see. Yeah, I don't think he would even bother learning common. He says in Undercommon, you, and he's pointing at some of you. He points at, point her out. Blaze, Ront, and Grat. And then he points at Orin and Garrett. And if you don't get up immediately, he comes in and is pretty liberal with kicks, getting you up and moving.
I get up with the kicks.
I guess I will too.
Alright.
And I don't understand shit.
Right. It becomes pretty clear at the point of a sword what it is they want you to do. And these two step aside. They let Blaze, Ront, and Grat come out. They shove you back, Garrett, as you come forward. He just got you up. You start stepping forward, and he shoves you back into the cage again. Puts a warding hand up. And so the 3 of you, with the front 2 drow, pass over the bridge and through the guard tower and across the other bridge. You can tell pretty quickly when you're crossing the Spider Silk Bridge that they have no problem with the Spider Silk being drow, but for you guys, it is difficult terrain. Stickiness. And then once they have kind of passed through, then they let Garrett and Orin through. And then they, of course, slide the gate shut again and leave you guys to your devices. Now we're going to have each of you, you know, you're all going to get a chance to do things here. Let me make sure I'm right on that Spider Silk Bridge, by the way.
As a ranger with the Underdark background, it says difficult terrain does not. Hang on, where are we? Difficult terrain does not slow your group's travel. Does that mean on a map or just as we're traveling through the Underdark?
It would be during the travel phase.
Yeah.
So that'll be helpful.
Underdark background.
What book's that out of?
The PHB.
Is it in there? I didn't see that.
It's on the Rangers terrain stuff.
Oh, you mean Natural Explorer?
Yeah,
Natural Explorer.
Background's totally different.
Yeah.
Did you see that I have all the Natural Explorer macros built in commonly used macros?
I did not.
Those are pretty handy. You pretty well got it figured out, though. Yeah, and it is, the Spider Silk Bridges are difficult terrain for non-drow. Okay, let me give you guys real quick. This is what's going on. I'm not too worried about where you're at exactly. This map is not real conducive to, you know, this is where I am and this is what I'm doing, because it's a tight quarters. But I'm going to move you kind of where you are at generally. Let's do this. Let's get rid of that. Let's put Orin and Kale. And then let's put Blaze. He'll just be the placeholder for Grat and Ront. And then Gomdrid for the cell. So here's where they take Orin and Garrett. You guys are taken to what is pretty clearly a kitchen area. You should be able to see a little bit there where you're at. There is a very low cook fire that is kept right here underneath an iron pot. It's kept just to bright coals, just to give a little bit of dim light. Let me get the... I think it's number 4. Nope. There it is. It's the main hall. Serves as a gathering and eating place for the Drow warriors. It has 4 circular tables, each surrounded by 5 chairs. I know it's not quite what I've got there. Part of it is used as food preparation and storage, containing stocks of dried and fresh fungi, dried fruits, cheeses, preserved meat, and a few clay jars of spices. A heavy iron brazier provides heat for cooking along with dim light, but much of the food is served cold. So Orin and Garrett, the Drow, point at the food table, and then point at their mouths, and then point at you guys.
What the hell are we doing here?
Orin will take the food and very amenably start feeding them.
I guess
Gingerly,
I'll
bite,
follow
bite,
this.
bite.
I'm not going to feed anybody, but I'll move food to the tables. Sullenly.
Orin, as you go to feed him, he slaps it out of your hand, hands you a plate, and says something. Well, you understand Intercommon, don't you?
Oh yeah.
And he says, I don't need you to feed me, surface-dwelling scum. Prepare the meal.
No problem whatsoever. And I make to it.
And the Drow will retire. You guys can kind of see these next... What's the pointer? These caves here, here, and here are pretty clearly living quarters. You've got 2 more stalactites here and here. They do have doors. And there's a basket with a pulley system right here. That's what you're seeing there. And all that's reflected, of course, on the lower part down here.
Gotcha.
You see the basket, you see the 2 stalactites, and then 2 there. That it only shows the 1 entrance, but there's actually 3 going in there. I guess it probably, yeah, just kind of branches. That's the main hall.
So they left the room?
You can still kind of see them off here and here. But yeah, they pretty much left the room. You are being kind of watched by these 2 furry creatures, but the furry creatures are also helping to set the table with food and plates.
Is there anything like obvious that can be used, like a fork or knife or anything like that, out when I'm grabbing food?
There are not. They've. You can tell that there is a curious lack of utensils.
Okay. How about anything like greasy?
Sure.
Alright, well, I've set the tables and I'll try to palm, like coat my palms in the grease, in the backs of my hands so that I can, like, maybe try to, so they don't see it, you know what I mean?
Okay. You can make a sleight of hand, and probably like some, I imagine the dried cheese would have at least a film to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got a little bit of film on your hands.
Alright.
So while you guys are doing that, setting up food.
Right
Blaze,
back.
Okay. Blaze, Grat, and you guys find out what you can see. I think, you guys can see his name is Ront, the orc.
Yeah.
They have the 3 of you, and none of you understands undercommon either. These two drow point at buckets on the ground and point at the waterfall that's cascading right in front of you. And he says something. You're not sure what he says. Then you see a furry creature here. It's with you guys. Begins gathering water into a couple of buckets, and then takes the 2 buckets and carries them southwest toward the main hall.
I guess I'll copy his movements.
Okay. What about you, Grat?
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Okay. Ront sighs and follows suit, but he whispers in her ear, Grat, "Hey, you Ice Shield tribe?" In Orcish.
I just grunt incomprehensibly.
He says, "Yeah, I'm Ice Shield tribe too. I don't think this is gonna end well for us."
Well, no. Drow business mostly ends bad.
This drow takes a long staff and cracks you across the back of the knees, dropping you to your knees, and says something that you can't understand. Kicks both of your buckets over, spilling the water, and then points to the waterfall again.
I go refill my bucket.
He smiles at you savagely.
And then I smash my bucket on his head.
Okay, go ahead. I was going to say at the beginning, and this is one of the things I forgot. There's a public macro called Unarmed Attack. I set this up because we knew this was coming. You guys would probably all want to go ahead and get that on your quick bar. Go ahead and make Unarmed Attack, Brad.
Where is that?
Would he not be armed with a bucket?
Well, so here's a choice. It can be an improvised weapon, which means you're not proficient, or it can be an unarmed attack, which means you are, but deals less damage.
Depends.
I'll just roll the macro and see what happens.
Yeah. Alright, Joe's back. Alright, Grat's picked a fight.
I knew somebody was going to pick a fight.
You knew. Yep. He easily deflects that and comes back at you with the flat of his blade. Misses? Oh no, you're restrained, so that hits because of the manacles. And hits
I'm
again.
also probably not wearing armor or anything.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and if you guys could, go ahead and adjust your AC accordingly for not having armor.
Oh. Well.
So, Ront laughs. Oh, took you out. And this drow comes back, opens the door, throws Grat in, bloodied and beaten, onto the floor, and then slides the door closed again. So while all that's been going on, or before Grat gets back, and the guard, what were the rest of you doing? You guys, anybody have something specific they wanted to do or say?
No, I'd just be taking it, like observing, trying to learn what I can, and trying to find something to shank the drow that's in it with me.
Which one? There are two.
Both of them. And all drow deserve to die.
Gomdred would be inspecting his shackles and seeing how well they're made and trying to decide if there's any chance of him breaking them.
Okay. Investigate check.
And he is proficient in the smith's tools, so that I don't know if that would apply.
Need tools.
No. Smith tools is. I was just reading this actually before the session. Tools help you make things, but they don't help you know things. They actually have an example of pretty much what you're doing right now. Yeah, unfortunately, it does not count. It looks like you would be. It's hard to say, but unable to break these chains. They're not dwarven craft, but they are well made.
I guess I'd give it a go, strain against them, see what I can do.
Okay, you can make an athletics check.
I'll help him. See if I can give him some more leverage or something.
Sure.
Nope.
Rurik makes very little headway, just jangles his chains. And this guy over here, he says, I would not bother with that if I were you. You will only anger the drow.
Tololok nods in agreement. He says yes. He says they do not take lightly to even weak attempts at escape.
I scowl at him and say, when I want the opinion of a stinking drow, I'll ask for it. Stay out of my way or die.
I say in Dwarvish, I said it is not wise to address drow in such a manner. It says, I personally do not care how you address me, says, but the others outside would not take lightly to your tone.
I just spit in his face.
He doesn't even bother to wipe it away, like he's used to that kind of treatment. And he just kind of shrugs, like it's your funeral. And he says that in Dwarvish. He turns away.
You see this guy over here nudges the guy next to him in the ribs, and he says, hey, I bet you 5 gold the dwarf kills the elf. What do you say? And by the way, all of them are speaking in Undercommon, so Rurik, you will actually have to be translating even for Tololok. He does not know Undercommon.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I think I took common because that's what they give everybody.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think the fact that we're.
If you are from the Underdark, then
yeah,
then it would be Undercommon for you.
Okay.
So that's fine.
Yeah,
it makes more sense because Rurik probably wouldn't translate for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and switch that to Undercommon.
All right. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. And yeah, let's see. What else would you guys do? It looks like the manacles are fairly unbreakable.
I'm gonna attempt to attend as the best I can to the bloodied half orc here, and try to I guess take what little cloth or stuff that's here, and try to basically kind of wrap his wounds or whatever his cuts or whatever as best I can.
You gonna rip up what's left of your tattered shirt?
I ripped up his tattered shirt.
Okay.
I am going naked.
And he told I wouldn't mind, but doesn't want to with this angry dwarf up in here.
You're about halfway through patching up Grat. You can tell the drow was not going to try and kill him. He was giving him a good lashing with the flat of his blade, a good beating.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to make him feel comfortable as best he can.
Sure. And the drow, you get about halfway done, and a couple more drow come out. These are different drow than the ones who came before, and they point at you and they say, "You, renegade, Elvira wants to talk to you."
Okay. Stands up kind of defiantly and shuffles on over there at a slow pace.
All right.
Knowing that it's going to annoy them. He'll probably get a further beating, but he doesn't care.
Yep. So, takes you a little bit. You finally get out of the cage. They slam the door shut behind you, and then Yeah, you're going too slow. One of them slams you in the knee with the flat of his blade and says, now you've got a reason to go slow.
Okay. I said, just be advised, if you damage your mistress's goods, it'll be on you, not me.
He seems a little taken aback. He says, move along.
Okay.
You are taken to, like I said, this map's pretty tight quarters. You are taken to this stalactite, and you're going to have to just go with the description.
All right.
It is number 7. There we are. Nope, 6, the top. Of course, you being drow, all of you guys being drow, you have no problem with the spider silk rope bridges. They take you into the shrine to Lulth. A steep rope bridge leads from the walkway ledge to the uppermost level of the largest hanging tower, called the Priestess's Tower. The floor of the circular chamber is covered by dark silken mats with a pale web strand pattern woven through them in silvery thread. In the middle of the chamber, at the center of the web, stands a broad pedestal carved from zirkwood with a 10-foot-high sculpted spider at its head. When you first come in, you're pretty sure that it's a real spider, but after a moment, it's a little too still. You realize it's just a statue.
Okay.
And fairly obviously a shrine to Lulth. Inside, you find the back half of the chamber behind the altar is piled with a semicircle of pillows and cushions. There is a giant spider back there, a live one, and as you come in and you kind of see around the altar, you see that petting the giant spider are 2 priestesses of Lulth.
Okay.
Got her with the tentacle wand. This is Ilvara. I call her Weird Boobs. I like the picture, but it's like, wait, something's wrong here.
I would not have thought of that until you mentioned it. Now it's all I can see.
Yeah, that's all you can see, isn't it? I was the same way. I was
Those are
like,
not boobs, they're shoulders.
yeah. I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it. It's like, that's a pretty cool picture, but yeah,
She's
there's
got-
just something weird going on there.
She's got side boob on the front.
Yeah, and if you focus too much, you'll see what happens. With her is her junior high priestess, Asha. And they both come out from behind the altar and approach you. And Ilvara's got in her hand your spider corpse hide armor.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "What is the meaning of this, renegade?"
I say it is a trophy.
A trophy. This is a sacrilege.
I said, is it? I said, is it? I said, why is this considered sacrilege when I'm making use of the spider much as you do? And I look at the spider that they were petting.
I do not make use of the children of Lulth. They are blessings.
Loth.
But I will... How dare you, she says. I will make use of your hide. And she gives you a good lash from the scourge.
Ah!
Which puts you down pretty quick.
Yeah, it really did.
Down, you dog.
All right.
And she says, take this filth from the altar. She also would have yelled, kneel before the altar of Lulth, but of course, you're flat out, so there'll be no kneeling. So you guys in the cell, well, you guys getting water from the waterfall would see them coming back out, the guards, and you guys in the cell, Chilolock is brought back with pretty nasty lashes all over his body from a scourge and thrown unceremoniously into the cell. You see the other drow here kind of smirk, and he says, more of Ilvara's work, I see. And the other drow who brought Tololok back say, Quiet, Kinslayer. You'll be next. Then they slam the door shut and go back to wherever it is they came from. Two of them came from the guard tower. The other one just disappears back along the path.
I would roughly give Tolok a bit of a kick to see if he's still moving, groaning, breathing.
He is still breathing.
Shallow, but breathing.
Okay. I'm not going to try and patch him up. I just hope he bleeds out, saves me the job.
The female dwarf here, she says, "Huh. We give them enough time, they'll kill their own. Wow." I'm Eldith, by the way. Eldith Feldrin.
I say, well met. I am Rorik Stonehammer, and this is my good friend Godred. And I indicate Godred.
She'll nod and shake hands with each of you. Forearm handshake. She says, "I hail from Gauntlgrim. I don't recognize you."
We come from Adbar. We were on our way to Gauntlgrim. Well, I was on my way to Gauntlgrim when I was captured by these filthy drow.
Filthy drow indeed, she says. If we could just get a weapon or something. I hate to think what's going to happen when the patrol gets here.
What patrol? What do you know?
She says, she nods towards the other drow. He rolls his eyes when she does. And she says, Sereth over there says that caravans out of Minzo Berenzin are coming to take us there. The city of spiders, the drow capital, will be sold as slaves, or worse, sacrifices. In his case, most likely sacrifice, and she nods to Tolalok.
I say, well, in that case, we need a plan to get out of here.
She says,
any suggestions?
She says, I've been here for a couple days already. I'm all ears. You see the three deep gnomes crowded next to you, and this guy comes in close too, and they say, hey, we're in too. Anywhere but here is good.
Okay.
And the female, she says, my name's Topsy. That's my twin brother, Turvy. And this is Jimjar. And she points at the guy in the middle.
I greet them with a well met.
The guy in the back pipes up. He says, I'm Bupito. The hulking creature steps forward as well, before he can even say anything else. He's kind of on all fours, creeps forward, and he says, well met. My name is Prince Durindal. Please forgive my, horrid appearance. I am actually a high elf of the high forest. Gold elf. I was polymorphed by an evil wizard. But I too seek escape.
I give him a nod and a look over. Can I make a perception check, see if I can see anything about the cell that could be used as a weapon or to maybe break chains with, like rocks or bits of bone that could be used as daggers, sort of thing?
Yeah. You take a look around, roll a 1d30. Oh wait, sorry. It's a d20. Had to read the whole thing. Okay. A single gold coin. Prince Durindal pulls out. He says, I have this. I don't know of what use it could be, but I offer it freely.
A dwarf never turns down a free gold piece. I keister it.
He gives you somewhat of a dubious look. And he says, well, anything to help us escape, I suppose. Sirith scoffs again, the drow up here. He says, just accept your fate. There is no escape. And Gomdred, you're probably only catching some of this because it's all in Undercommon. And the little mushroom creature goes scampering around Sirith's feet, and Sirith gives it a backhand and knocks it flat on its back.
Okay, so I'd have been translating to Gomdred where I could. So I turn to Gomdred and say, well, my friend, any ideas how we're going to get ourselves out of this fine mess?
Haven't come up with anything yet.
Presently, a couple more drow show up. They open the sliding door, and they point at the three dwarves, and they say, you can understand it, Rurik. Eldith. Nope, she can't. You're the only one. They say, latrine duty. The three of you, bearded ones, clean out the chamber pots. Be quick.
I'll translate for the other two into Dwarven.
The other...
Gomdred
Go ahead.
will start collecting a couple of the chamber pots. What are the chamber pots made out of?
Clay.
Okay.
The other, at least these four, will grab their own chamber pots and at least hand them to you to help out. Prince Durindal does his a little sheepishly, seeming ashamed that he has to hand his offal to you guys.
As I step over Tolok, I will sort of spill a bit of feces onto him and give him a kick as I pass.
The two drow chuckle. Good enough for him. Surface dweller lover.
Did they unlock the door or just...
Yeah, the door is standing open and they're standing on either side. And you can see across the way there are guards in the windows in the stalactite there as well.
Okay. Gomdred will whisper, you want to try the one on the left? I'll go right.
Anything's better than dying in a drow prison. I'm rotting in a drow prison, sorry.
Well, when Gomdred gets up close with his chamber pot, he's going to take a swing with it.
Okay. It's the same choice if you want to use it as an improvised weapon. You don't have proficiency, but you get 1d2 damage. Possibly one more damage than unarmed. Unarmed is just a flat 1 plus strength mod damage, but you're proficient.
I'll go with unarmed then.
Yeah, it's your better option. Remember, you guys have manacles, so restrained means disadvantage.
Dang.
Gomdred has badly failed, but you did splash him with awful. So there's that. Rurik, do you also take a swing?
Can I try and throw the contents into his face to sort of momentarily blind him?
Sure. That'd be an improvised dex. Range type thing.
Yeah.
It's just straight dex check. Let's have him do a little dex save. Yeah, even with disadvantage. He splashed poo and pee in his face.
And then, is this like an edge? Hair.
You've got yeah. It drops off on both sides.
Okay, so could I try and shove him over the edge, or is that my attack? That'd be my attack when it throwing stuff.
That'd probably be the attack. We can go ahead and roll a regular initiative for if you guys are wanting to try something special here. Eldith will help. She was with you guys. None of the others were quite ready for that. So let's put her to the front. She'll be somewhere in here. And then we've got the ones in the tower. That one, that one, that one. Alright. Hand crossbow bolt goes thunk. And hits Rurik.
Yep.
And we need a con save on sleeping poison.
I have
But
advantage.
you got advantage on that, so that's something.
Well, it doesn't matter because I fail anyway.
Yep. Rurik's eyes roll in the back of his head and he falls asleep instantly. Kalinar roars in fury. This is what he looks like, by the way. A little bit better armed and armored. And he roars in fury at you, getting just a little bit on his clothes, Gomdred, and goes to beat you. He is looking to knock you out, not kill you, though. So that'll hit. Pretty minor damage, and that'll hit. And you are restrained, so he has advantage. So that would take Gomdred out.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
That's,
Thunk.
that second hit alone would.
Yeah, that was it. Eldith sighs and decides not to try and push her luck any further. Seeing the two of you out. So Gomdred's asleep. They both point weapons at Eldith, and they say, "Drag your idiot friends back in there, and you empty all the chamber pots yourself." So Eldith isn't too happy with you guys now. She does all that. She's gonna drag you guys both back in, sleeping Rurik, and pretty badly beaten Gomdred, and now she's covered in poo because they, when she's done dumping all the clay pots, this one, the one that got the face full of muck, unbuttons his pants, pees all over the floor, and tells Eldith she has to clean it up. And when she goes to try and use her tunic or something to clean it, they say, "No, with your hair." And make her clean up the pee with her hair. And so she's not too happy with you guys now. The day passes. You guys' work shift ends. You guys get the drow fed. You guys hauled buckets of water. Orin and Garrett did some cooking. And everybody's back in the cell at this point, right?
Yeah, are we back up?
You may now, at the end of the day, spend hit die. It's the new healing rules.
The sleep poison's worn off, yeah.
Alright, spent.
We have to have a healer's kit used to spend a hit die, don't we?
On a short rest.
On a short rest. Alright, gotcha.
I know it's a little confusing. It's a total departure from the way it used to work. But yeah, on a long rest, you can go ahead and spend your hit die. And you
Yeah,
don't,
as well.
you don't automatically heal at the end of a long rest. You have to spend the hit die.
Well, I guess I'll spend a hit die.
Yeah. You will wake up with 1 hit point at some point if you want to just live like that, but you might as well. Yeah, you'd be better off to go ahead and use it. That way the next day you'll get your hit die back again. Oh, Gomdred,
Especially
you're
with
doing
that.
good. Yeah. Gomdred recovers pretty good. Pretty well. So you guys can get your tokens updated, take your X's off.
I take the grease that I was able to obtain and try to rub it on the inside of my manacles.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think you need to make a check for that. You'll be able to work your way here and there. Especially at the back part of the cave. I just threw you there, but if you want to make your way there, that works even better. Out of
I'm
sight.
good with that.
And you guys are left pretty much to your own devices for a little while. If there's anybody you wanted to talk to. Ron stays close to you, Grat. He seems to think that he whispers down then. He says, "I think we could take him."
Does anyone in here speak common? Does anyone know where we are?
The Underdark.
What's the underdog?
I just ignore the orcs trying to speak to me and continue talking with the civilized races.
Oh, it wasn't you. It was Grat. Rot's talking to Grat. Oh, you're talking about this guy. Sorry, my mistake.
It's a dragon. Like, can't you even differentiate between dragons and orcs?
Oh, sorry, I thought it was Brat speaking.
The Underdark. So, there's no telling where we are. In relation to the
Probably
surface.
underground, though.
Deep underground, yes.
It does part of the natural explorer says I can't be lost in my terrain, but seeing as I was unconscious when I was brought it, would I have an idea?
Nope.
Lost is a condition kind of thing. So you don't know where you are, but you can't. We'll have to see how that works. But yeah, not becoming lost will be a thing later on, but it's not going to help you in your current situation since you were knocked out. However, this guy speaks up for the first time. He's been sitting in lotus position for pretty much the whole time. His eyes closed. Actually, his eyes don't close. That is a very inaccurate picture. He does not have eyelids. He looks like a frog man.
So nictating membranes.
Not even that. His eyes never blink.
Oh wow.
They're actually fish eyes. Yeah, because even frogs blink, don't they?
Yeah.
He is a frog man, but yeah, he's got definitely fish eyes, webbed fingers that do end in claws. And he finally speaks up when you guys are discussing where you're at. He says, "Well, folk, we're not very far from the Dark Lake."
Does he speak in Undercommon or Common?
Undercommon.
Can I make a check to see if I know what the Dark Lake is?
Sure. Be history.
Do I get advantage being in the Underdark? What is it?
Whereabouts is Adbar in the North Sword Coast region? I'm not familiar with it. Oh, I see. You mean from Natural Explorer?
Yeah.
No, I don't see that any of that would help.
Nah. No. So. No, I don't know.
I don't know where the Dark Lake is. You've probably heard of it though, since it's. Well, he would speak up. He would say, "Well, for those who don't know, newcomers, friends from another world, it would seem. Well met. My name is Shushar the Awakened, and we are not far from the Dark Lake, upon which sits my hometown of Slubludop. I could show you the way, if it weren't for these manacles, of course," and he chuckles and jangles his manacles.
Is he speaking in Undercommon still?
Yeah. All of the creatures here only know Undercommon, except for the Drow. He knows Elven as well, of course, and Eldeth, who knows Dwarven and Common.
I'd be translating into Common, I guess, now there's a bigger audience.
Well, if it gets us out of here, I'd be all for it. But have you figured out a way to get out of here yet? There were no tools in the kitchen area they took us to.
The frogman croaks, and you realize he's laughing. He says, "A way out? That's the trick, isn't it? Oh, well, it's not so bad here."
If I had even a simple piece of wire, I might be able to pick these locks.
You can try those dwarves' nose hair. Should work as well.
Ron laughs. "Good one." Ron says, "Don't worry about it, bub. I got you covered." And he shoves past Tololok and Shushar and gets up into Rurik's face and he says, "Give me your nose hair."
I say, try and take it, you overgrown goblin.
He goes to grab you.
Tololok tries to intervene and says, "This gets us nowhere."
All right.
Ront. I say, stand down.
I will
Make,
try a strength check to avoid the grab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tololok, you can make your intimidate or persuasion.
I don't have either, so it's just gonna be straight up charisma.
Yep. It's charisma.
Oh.
He says, "Shut up, Pipsqueak, you're next." And he failed to grab you, Rurik, and now he's trying to chase you around the little cave. Of course, it's very cramped, so he's shoving the little people out of the way, and he'll try and grab you again.
Okay, Ben, I'm going to try to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to try to summon, using prestidigitation, I'm going to try to summon like a piece of wire or a hook or something that I can try to pick pick the lock with on my manacles.
Do you have a clicky for that? I didn't know that's how that spell worked.
Yeah, it's one of the last things. It says you can create a non-magical trinket or illusory image that fit in your hand. So that's why I'm trying to create something a little...
Wow. Non-magical trinket. That's pretty cool.
Only lasts for a few seconds, but...
Yeah. Well, it lasts for an hour. Oh. Till the end of your next turn on that one.
Yeah, the next turn, yeah.
That's tricky. Okay. You speak the words of the spell and wave your hands in the air, and nothing happens. Sereth over here rolls his eyes and he says, "Ha, figures."
I would. I've got bored of running from Ron and turned around and punched him in the face.
All right. Go for the unarmed attack.
Is it in the? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. It's in options. Nice. Alright. Take a swing, give him a good sock. He says, "Oh! You want to fight, huh? Take this!" And he cracks you right back for the same damage. And pretty soon, you guys see as Ront and Rurik are fighting, some of the drow have appeared. They casually walk across the bridge here and there, and they're watching, and you can see that they're kind of exchanging money in between each other, clearly making bets on who's going to win. And not to be left out, Jimjar suddenly appears next to you, Garrett. He says, "Hey, 5 gold says the orc wins."
Do I understand him?
Nope.
Okay, then I ignore him and continue trying to summon something with my magic.
He frowns at you and tries it with Orin. Orin, do you know anything about him?
Okay, I say in
Sorry,
Dwarvish-
what was that? I
James's children are up.
Yeah, kids are up.
sorry,
Orin,
what was that, Ben?
Jimjar comes up next to you, digs an elbow into your ribs, and he says, "Hey, 5 gold says the orc wins."
I'll ask him to show me the money, and I might consider his wager.
He produces a small piece of garnet, which you're pretty sure is going to be worth about 5 gold, and then hides it again very quickly.
Where?
You're too far away, Grat, and probably watching the fight.
Yeah.
I'll smirk and say I have a bit more faith in that someone's gonna break up this fight.
He frowns. Pah.
And with that, Tololok says in Dwarvish, says if you really want to piss off the dwarves, piss off the not the dwarf, piss off the drow. He says, then I suggest that neither of you win this fight, as they will not be able to collect the money that they're betting on the both of you.
Make your persuasion again, Tololok. Go ahead, James, or Rurik.
I just completely ignore him.
Brother.
So does Front.
Yeah.
I think it was your turn to take another swing, Rurik, if you want to keep fighting.
Yeah.
Another good crack. And Ron takes a swing back. He misses because of the manacles. Disadvantage.
Nice.
So Rurik seems to have the upper hand. Jimjar comes up to you, Blaze. He digs an elbow into your ribs and babbles something in a language you don't understand.
I look at him and like confused face, like, eh?
He kicks the dirt with his shoe and moves on.
Orin is going to try and chat up the guards, being a kiss ass of sorts, trying to be as pleasant as possible. He's going to try and chat them up and see if he can distract them and get information about anything he can.
Hey there, sexy. Take me back to your room and I can show you a good time.
He can roll persuasion, and what is it exactly you're saying to them?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not the charismatic one. Orin is.
Okay.
He's got way higher charisma than I do.
But you would have a better chance if you came up with something witty or persuasive. Do the role play, dude. Come on, you can do it.
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to meta, so...
Do the give a charisma check.
Persuasion, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have one set up for that. Anyways, it's with, it's one of my skills. So
Okay.
I'll just add 2 onto that, I guess, or add 4 onto that.
Oh, you expertise?
No, I just have really high charisma.
Oh, it's already got +4.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's fine.
Okay. I thought you meant just +2 for the persuasion.
Yes, that's what I meant.
What kind of information were you looking for?
Where we are and what's around here, anything, just kind of chit-chatty, trying to distract them a little bit, but also squeeze a little bit of information out of them about almost anything.
Okay. This one's name is Goldor, and he'll kind of lean against the cage there and chat with you. The other two are craning their necks, trying to see the fight better. You find out that the place you're in is called Velkynvelve. Type that in for you. It is a drow outpost, and you find out, of course you already know, but can relate to everyone else here, that you are about 10 days out from Menzoberranzan. It's quite a journey, about a month to get here. And you're being held until that patrol gets here to take you back to the City of Spiders.
All right. And I'll just chit-chat and whatnot while everyone else does their thing.
Alright. Shushar looks with disgust, it's this guy, at the two fighting, and he'll get up and move further back to be further away from it. He says, despicable, as if that gets us anywhere. And Rurik, I think you were the next to take a swing.
Yep. Cool.
Nice hit. And he will take another swing back at you. Oof. What happened there was Topsy leaped forward and rolls past Ront, and he trips, stumbling over her, and she gives you a thumbs up as she comes back up, Rurik. She says, "You could take him."
I flash her a gappy smile and deliver another blow.
Go ahead. knock Ront out. Finally get him in the jaw. Stands there kind of stupid for a moment, his eyes rolling around, and then he just slumps over to the side, falls into a pile of dust.
And I just throw my head out, let out a good belly laugh, and say, stupid orcs never learn.
I'm dreadful.
Tololok says, neither do dwarves, as I look to the drow as they start exchanging money.
Yep.
I tell him, can you do that to the drows?
I can always try. Just give me a chance.
What were you gonna say, Gomdred?
Congress just applauded the show and for Rurik actually winning.
Yep.
He had faith in him.
Oh yeah. When you come back to your corner there, Rurik, Eldith gives you a good hearty pat on the back. And you think for a minute she might actually be getting ready to kiss you on the cheek, but Dwarven pride gets the better of her and she decides not to. A little too forward. And she says, good show. Way to teach those orcs. And she shoots a dark look at Grat. Over here.
It's not
If she
my
said-
fault that he can't figure out it was a joke. I shield people are stupid.
She gives you a quizzical look. It's like, maybe I misjudged. The drow exchange money, seem disappointed that the fight didn't last longer, and casually walk away, conversing in conversational tones.
While I applaud your martial prowess, good dwarf, I think that perhaps fighting among ourselves is not the ideal way to out of this cell. So perhaps you should show some restraint.
Can I try to break my shackles?
Yes.
Just a strength check.
Yep. Let me check. You might be able to use athletics. I think you can, but let me check. Where is it? Probably all the way back here. Oh, I know where it is. No, it's straight strength.
Go. Meh.
Nope.
Nah.
You don't have your macro right on the ad there, by the way. It just says ad.
Oh, that's weird.
Should have a number there. So yeah, Grat, you actually you give it a good oomph as best you can, and the chains just jangle. Nothing else happens.
I grunt in displeasure.
When you're doing that, though, the three drow did kind of hesitate for a moment as they're crossing the bridge and look back. And then they kind of chuckle amongst each other, saying you failed to break the chains, and continue on.
I go over and see if the dwarf is dead. I mean, see if the orc is dead.
Okay. The orc is still breathing.
Okay, good. I'll collect some of his blood and rub it under my manacles also.
Nice.
Okay.
You see that you're not alone while you're doing that. This guy, whatever he is, has joined you. You see he's sticking his fingers in the blood, and he sees what you're doing, rubbing them under the manacles. He starts doing that too, but then he also rubs a line of blood under each eye, and even tastes a little.
Alright, that's just freaky. I edge around the other side from him.
Like, I give him like a nudge with my foot to push him away from Ron. Ron?
Ront.
Run.
I will then try, after I have the blood in there with the grease from earlier, I'm going to try to slip the manacles.
All right. That's sleight of hand. That will do it. So you're able to shuck your hands out of the manacles. Of course, you've got the belt and the collar, but you are not restrained now.
All right, cool. I'm going to go back over here in the corner then and start inspecting the manacles, see if I can figure out a way to get them open so that I can, like, jury rig them so I can put them back on to look like they're closed, you know what I mean?
Yep. Shushar settles down next to you, the frogfish man, and he says, "Oh, you are a sly one, aren't you?" And you see he tries to do a similar thing and just utterly fails at it.
I look at him and I say, I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
He looks at you quizzically as well, and he says something else in a gurgly, croaky kind of language. I keep forgetting about the undercommon thing.
Tololok moves on over and says it in Elvish, repeating what he had said.
Oh, I'll scrape what I can from the inside of it and try to push it under his manacle so he can try to slip them.
Who's that? Shushar?
Yeah,
Tololok.
him.
Okay.
Sure. He was trying to get his off.
Yep. And he works his arms at it, and you can tell he's just kind of flopping his arms around feebly. He's not really trying that hard. And he chuckles and says something, and Tololok can translate. He says, "Oh, well, it's not so bad here. They feed us at least."
I'll reply to Tololok in Elvish and say, if you want to try it yourself, you might try some of the orc's mucus. I notice he has a rather large schnoz. You can get some from there, and maybe that'll help you to slip your own bonds.
So I have no need of such to use his phlegm to accomplish the same task. I like spit. Like, so I said, and I realized that we have our own means of acquiring I guess lubrication, as it were.
Well, can I help him try to get his off?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be just a straight up dex for me. All right.
Let me check on that. I think doesn't restrain say disadvantage, so it would be flat at that point.
That'll be fine.
Let me check just to be sure. You guys can help me look. Restrained. Dex saves, not checks, no. So you do have advantage on the check.
Okay.
Let me see, what was the DC on that? I'm gonna bounce back and forth a little here.
It's okay.
No. I don't think.
It's too bad. It's a good roll.
Let me make certain. Doesn't really address it directly on that. Let me look up manacles in the PHP. It addresses like almost everything, but here and there there's blank spots. I'm just gonna say yeah. I would put personally at about 18, which you made on the nose with advantage. So yeah,
Okay.
Tololok, I would say with everything, you're out.
Okay.
But I'm gonna look up manacles just to be sure.
Can I try to break mine?
Yes. Manacles is actually 20. My mistake, but we're gonna stick with it because you did the spit.
Okay.
So just strength check, right?
Yeah. Yes. There is no skill on the manacles. That's where I was getting confused, because it's picking them as a DC 15, but breaking them as DC 20. little help from your friends there, Blaze.
Wish I had my lockpicks.
I guess I will. I guess I'll try to break them, and then see, if they can't, I'll start raging.
Alright, what does that look like?
God damn it!
You see Blaze's eye twitch a little bit. Veins stand out against his scaly skin.
Steam comes out, and
Yes, steam. Alright, try again. This time with advantage.
oops, I don't need that. Come on.
He's out of gas. He wore himself out. He rips and pulls and jangles and just can't do it. And Topsy comes over and pats you nervously on the shoulder. Says something you don't understand, but you can tell it's sympathetic. But she kind of looks at her hand when she touches you, wondering if you're what your scales are and what kind of creature you might be.
In my rage, I'll try at Bah. In my rage, I'll try to breathe fire on my manacles.
Isn't that a 15-foot cone?
Well, yeah, but I'll not in front of others. Towards the wolf.
And the campaign ends.
Topsy and Jim Jar fall away screaming as flame erupts throughout the cavern. Go ahead and roll it.
Oh, brother.
I don't have
All the
them
spider
up,
silk
so-
starts to burn. Everyone dies.
Wonderful.
Alright. You breathe fire onto the manacles, and though they are red hot, they still do not give. However, you have, with that display, got the attention of the drow. Come forward again, banging on the doors, on the bars, and they say, "You, Scaly, stop doing that."
I guess I don't understand and try again.
I translate it for them because I don't want them coming in here and start, doing stuff.
And I guess I won't, if I do understand them.
Yeah.
Translate it in Elvish, or hopefully here understand something.
Uh,
Or
In Elvish,
Undercommon,
no.
nope.
or Dwarvish.
Do you know
Yeah.
Dwarvish Tololok? Then yeah. Yes, Tololok's got it covered. So you try it in Elvish, no good. Dwarvish, yeah, he got that.
Does he stop though?
Yeah, I think he said he stopped, right?
Yeah. Rage stops, yeah, either way. You don't take damage or attack, so
Yeah.
it fits.
But Topsy and Jim Jar no longer are quite as interested in hanging out very close to you. And the drow are keeping a pretty close eye on you now, Blaze. So, that's how the first day passes. You guys wake up the next day. Let's see. That was, you guys had a long rest. That would have been kind of the second day. You would do some more chores and stuff. Let's put you all back at full hit points and hit die.
Was I able to figure out a way to make the manacles lock? I mean, or put them back on to look like they're secure?
You put them back on. Well, see, that's where you're going to have an issue. If you put them back on, they're back on, and you probably don't have the lubrication to get them back off. But you've done it once. You could probably do it again, if that's what you want to do. It's pretty obvious that they're not on. You don't really see a way to.
So I couldn't, like, I was trying to, like, jam them or hit them on the rocks or something to try to.
Yeah.
No, nothing. Okay.
You could try strength to break them.
No, I can't. Not even gonna try.
Yeah, that was. You got free once, so you know you can do it, and you can do it again, and you've got a way of doing it.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
But yeah, you'd have to put them back on. So like I said, Gomdred and Grad, you guys are at full hit points and hit die. A couple days pass, they have you guys gather water, cook food, clean things. They're pretty savage, they beat you. They'll piss on the floor and make you clean it up again. And you guys get a pretty good look at the outpost, and it's pretty much what you've already seen. There's the one guard post that you've seen right out in front. There's another guard post at the far north and south of the entire cavern. And there are 3 stalactite houses, 2 for the elite barracks for the elite warriors, and 1 for the high priestesses, and then the barracks for the lower soldiers. And then you guys find out, you haven't seen it, but the furry creatures have a cave to the north, and they accept their enslavement to the drow. They're just up the path from you. The other thing you find out here and there, just through talking to some of the other prisoners and to each other, is that you've got Ilvara, who is the leader, the high priestess. Just under her is Asha, who is a junior priestess. Ilvara has a suitor, the current commander, who has the wand of Viscid Globs. That's Shur Vandree is his name. But she used to have another lover until recently. His name is Jorlin Duskrin. Unfortunately, in capturing one of you guys, he was attacked by a black pudding, and his face was melted. And so she took on another lover.
Ooh.
So he's feeling pretty jilted, being replaced. Among the other elite warriors, you've got Sorn. The elite warriors are, as you guys know, drow physiology. The females are the larger and stronger, and the males are smaller and weaker. So the elite warriors are mostly female. You got Sorn, Nim, Jaezrid, and then the males you've already seen, and they're pretty much what you guys have interacted with are the males. Balok, Goldor, they both look like that. Imbros, Hanometh, they look like that. Javen, Kalinar, Vimaril, Malagar, that kind of thing. So, quite a few. There are 19 in total drow at this outpost. And you guys do some menial tasks. There was one other thing I wanted to mention. It'll come to me. But you guys, what we can do here is kind of an overall what you're looking to accomplish. Because they take you guys out in groups here and there to do these menial tasks. And so you guys can try and see what you can come up with as your day passes. Except you, Tololok.
Yeah.
You aren't really given any tasks, but you are taken to the altar each day, beaten and forced to kneel at the altar of Lolth.
Of course I am. Alright, and each time I'll be as reluctant as the time before, as they basically push me down and make me kneel, and knowing that they can't make me willingly kneel, but they have to force it upon me.
Yep. And they gladly force it upon you.
Mm-hmm.
And they say this is only a taste of what you'll face in Minzelbrens, and both will find you a fine sacrifice.
I said they will find that to them it will be a sacrifice, but to me it'll be returning to home, to Earth.
What we're doing is each of you can roll an initiative.
Oh.
Except Tololok, of course.
Yeah.
Missing one still. Looks like Blaze. There he is. So the tasks were. Oh, I'm glad I checked this. That was what I wanted to do. There was one other thing, and I found it. Your tasks include filling and hauling water barrels, operating the lift. Now and then they have you guys operate the lift. They do send scouts down now and then to patrol, and you find out that the cavern floor is 100 feet down, but there is a netting of spider webbing in between where you're at and the floor itself, which pretty much masks the entire outpost from the cavern floor. And so there are scouts and patrols that are sent out on occasion, and you have to operate the lift to get the drow back up. Emptying chamber pots, which is the drow favorite, of course, and you guys' favorite now, as they found out. They never had the dwarves do it again. Food preparation and service, as you've seen, washing dishes and laundry. And also pointless and amusing tasks on the part of the Dark Elves, such as moving or stacking rocks, coiling ropes, organizing supplies, and if they feel like being mean, which they always do, they'll kick it over and tell you to do it again. And if you talk back at all, they beat you. Now, what I want to know from each of you is specifically what you're looking to accomplish through the day. You're doing what you can pick a task and see what happens. A few days pass. What do you do, Garrett?
I'm looking for any tools, anything I can use as tools to pick the locks of the rest of the prisoners and myself. Keeping my eye out for anything, bones, really strong bones from the meat, if there's any meat, pieces of wire or shards of metal or a broken dagger, any utensils, if anything that could possibly be used is what I'm looking for.
Okay, roll a d20. There's random what you find table.
Ah.
Okay. Nice. You find a rusted iron bar that could be used as a club, but it does have some sharp edges too.
Huh. Mind the tetanus.
Okay. All right, cool. I'll spend my time in the cell trying to shear pieces of it off so that I can, try to pick a lock.
Okay, how would you shear pieces off of a rusted piece of iron?
Without making a lot of noise.
That's the thing. You can rub it against your manacles. That would be noisy.
Well, no. If there's jagged pieces, I'll stick it into the manacle, into one of the loops, and try to pop it off. You know what I mean?
Okay. Sure.
Not banging anything, because that'll definitely attract noise.
Yeah.
Yes, I was worried about that.
Yeah. Topsy-Turvy and Jim Jar are keen to help you guys out. Bupito is too, but he's, as you guys noticed earlier, he's kind of weird and smells funny. And,
he's that kid.
Yeah, he tags along, but it's like he's the one that, I don't know. He kind of established himself as kind of a weirdo with blood, but Ron didn't mind.
The kind of kid who would, instead of feeding the stray kitten, he would string it up and gut it.
Yeah, or light a firecracker and put it in its butt. He's that weird, the weird kid. And Topsy-Turvy and Jim Jar don't take responsibility for him. They keep their distance just as much as you guys do. Grat, what are you looking to accomplish or keep your eye out for?
Probably just doing the physically tasking things.
Yep.
Keep in shape.
Yeah, they have you and Ront mostly hauling the water alongside their furry slave creatures that are strong.
Yeah, and if they have me transport stones, just for the sake of transporting stones, I'll just make a point of, when putting them down, drop them on the shackles, the chains, to possibly weaken them.
Okay.
So I don't embarrass myself again if I try to break them.
I could see stealth or sleight of hand. Either one is dex to try and do it where the drow won't notice that's what you're doing.
Well, okay, let's try.
Yeah.
Why are all my macros weird?
I don't know. Something to address. But that's a good check. And yeah, I'd say you'd have advantage to try and break your manacles the next time you try. You have, over time, managed to kind of weaken up the chain a little. Now keep in mind, the manacles are chained to the belt separately. So it's not like manacles between your wrists. It's manacles between each wrist and your waist. Chains, I should say.
It's like a long chain that loops from wrist to wrist that goes through a loop in the belt.
No, it's a belt, and each chain goes to a wrist, hence the restrained.
Gotcha.
The two wrists are independent of one another. But yeah, we'll say, just for the sake of breakage, you have advantage, Grat, to break both.
Okay. I'm just gonna try this again to see if I fixed it.
Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
I didn't fix it. Why
Let me
is
see
it
what you
not
got
fixed?
going on there.
Okay.
That was interesting, James.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I've got a toddler running around the house.
It's because you didn't have anything in your proficiency attribute.
But I do have something in my proficiency attribute. There's
On
a
my
2
end.
there.
Yeah, it says
is
2
this?
on that end for me now. Try it again, and I bet it'll work. I've had this before where we both have to put it in for some reason.
Now it works.
Alright. Okay, so you have weakened your chains over time. Blaze, what do you do? Or try to do?
I guess after seeing Grat, I'll try to do that myself.
Okay. Do a me too. Roll a stealth or sleight of hand to hide it from the drow.
Yeah, I don't think I will, but for the sake.
Yep.
Back, sorry about that.
That's alright.
2-year-old got into the kitchen.
Is that stealthy enough? I don't think so.
I was just checking, trying to look at like where you were when you did this and which drow were around, because some of them, no, they're pretty well all. Yeah, they see what you're doing, Blaze. Since your breathing fire episode, they've been keeping a closer eye on you,
Yeah.
and when they see you doing that, they would tell you to stop and then give you a beating.
Yeah.
So I would say, over time, say you have 0 hit die, just go ahead and 0 that out. They keep you pretty well beaten up.
Would I have healed from my fight with Ron?
Yes, you're back at full. What we're doing, Rurik, it's your turn, is over the course of days, doing the chores for the drow, what are you looking to accomplish?
I would be trying to get my hands on some sort of weapon.
Okay. You can roll a 1d20 and just see what you come up with on bits and pieces that you might find. You also find a rusted iron bar that could be used as a club.
Nice. Would it classed as an improvised weapon, or would it be classed as a club so I'd be proficient?
Big club. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. It's a hit and stick.
Nice.
So yeah,
Ah,
you
well.
managed to hide that somewhere in your tunic.
Yep. Well, there's only one place you can hide things in prison, isn't there?
If that's where you want to. You guys, everybody
Rusted.
except for Grat.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody except for Grat has shirt and at least short pants. Grat only has short pants, his shirt having been used to mend his own wounds.
Cool.
Oren.
Well, I'm gonna chat up the dark elf here. And see, I'm just gonna type the name in. If he recognizes this name, if he's ever heard of the person, might be a little old at this point. Also, try and chat him up to get any more information about where we are, how long he's been here, if he knows anything about our imprisoners that we don't already know, or this place.
Make a persuasion check, your charisma, and you may need to educate your DM. Should that name mean anything to me?
No, it has to do with my backstory.
I don't remember if I got... Did you send me a PM?
No, but
Oh.
it's just in my
Oh,
history.
okay. Yeah, you gotta send me a PM. I don't know what it is. So no. He says, is it a Dark Elf clan, Delir?
Yes. He'd be quite old at this point. And then I'll kind of get close to him and whisper to him that I think he's my grandfather.
He snorts and he says, Delir. A house not worth mentioning. I do not believe I've heard this name, and you are a moon elf. Don't think you'd be any child, grandchild or not, of mine.
All right. And then anything else about where we're being kept?
He says that he really doesn't. You get the impression that Sarith really doesn't care what happens here. Of course, he's Drow and considers himself better than everyone here, except maybe Tololok. But Tololok's a renegade, so still he's above him. But you find out that Sarith is being kept here because he murdered another Dark Elf in a fight, which Sarith denies happening. He says that it was a setup, that he was rising through the ranks, and that he was accused of a crime he did not commit through an attempt to discredit him, and that he's going to be taken back to Menzoberranzan and sacrificially killed as an example of what happens to traitors, although he denies ever killing anyone. He has no memory of such an event. But he does say that you guys aren't too far away from Neverlight Grove, and that should we effect an escape, he says we would find good company among the Myconids there. And he gives his little mushroom friend a pat, and he says, and I'm sure Stool here would be glad to get home.
This person that you've been accused of murdering, would he have been stationed out of this outpost, or?
Let's see. Yes. He says, yes, it was a member of this outpost. However, this supposed incident apparently didn't happen here. It happened while out on patrol, which I also have no memory of. Not saying there's anything wrong with my memory, mind you. It never happened. It's all a setup. I am of the House Zekarit.
Oh.
Perhaps you've heard of it.
Would he happen to have been a former guard of the outpost?
He raises his nose imperiously. Of course I was.
And aside from that, yeah, I'll wait for the next day to do something else.
Gomdred, what are you looking to accomplish?
While in the cell, Gomdred would be checking the manacles and the doors and trying to figure out if he can find a weakness. Anytime he's outside the cell, he'd be looking for a weapon.
Okay.
And if he's ever put on lift duty, he'd try to see if he could find a way to make it go plunging down after it was about 3/4 of the way up with people in it.
Okay. Alright, let's see. Roll your intelligence, your investigate. You already did one on the manacles, but you could do one on the prison door as well. Yeah, not much better there. Go ahead and roll the d20, just pure luck. Let's see what you find here and there. And able to secret away.
Ah.
You got a flint shard that could be used as a dagger.
No, better than nothing.
Yeah, one day you were ordered to, the fire had gone out for the cauldron. You were ordered to restart it with flint and steel, and you managed to pocket the flint.
That'll work.
Psst. Hey, dwarf. You want to trade?
Yeah, I'd probably do better with a nice metal rod than this little thing.
Cool.
Alright. So now Gomdred has the iron club and Garrett has the flint knife. Okay. Now, I need a real quick AFK. It's been right at the 2-hour mark exactly, according to my Skype. So if you guys are good on time, I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
And things will pick up here. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
So we all getting prison tats?
I can give you tats if you want, sure.
Yeah. I'll take a dwarf biting a orc's head off.
I might have to have somebody model that for me to get it right.
Say no more.
Better look elsewhere. Cereal.
Mushroom gruel. By the way, I got your tell and then forgot about it. Telalock.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're taken there to the temple, you can tell that they get your equipment out of a room. Make sure I'm gonna tell you right. Below, there is a hole in the floor that leads further down into that stalactite. As you can see here, the altar is number 6. So somewhere below that, either 7 or 8, is where your equipment's being held.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Okay. One day, as you guys are being held, the days kind of pass. Let's see how many days. It was always 1d10. 4 days pass. It's good. Easy number. It is Jorlin's turn to keep watch on you guys. The one with the melted face. Jorlin Duskrin. The ex-lover of the High Priestess. Jilted, as he were. And he cares nothing for talking to Sereth. But he whispers to you about halfway through his guard duty, Orin. He kind of patrols back and forth. Some of the people are in the cave, some aren't. But he whispers to you, if I were to offer you a means of escape, would you take it?
I'd be quite amenable to that. Orin's always wanting to make a friend. Accept some help, sure.
His what's left of his ruined face frowns. He says, "I'm no friend of yours, but I'm even less a friend of Elvara. Your escape would do much to damage her reputation. During the next guard change, I shall leave your door unlocked. Take as many of your friends and flee."
I would offer him something, but I don't have anything, so I'll just give him a smile and nod and turn around and start whispering to my brethren or my friends and
Cellmates.
fellow captors. Fellow captors.
Cellmate.
Captives.
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 Captives. Quick! The guards over here!
Yes.
Captives. Keep it down. Keep quiet. Grab what you can.
Not certain we can trust this one. He's been talking to the guards all along. He might be trying to set us up here.
Yeah, well,
Flies
do you
and
want to
honey,
stay
you know.
here or what? I mean, how
You're more
much
than
worse
welcome
can
to
it
stay.
get for us?
Sereth rolls his eyes a little and says, "Yes, indeed, he claims to be a grandson of mine. Could you imagine me and a moon elf? I should not lower myself so far. Surface dwelling scum."
I mean, you're hanging out with mushrooms.
You want him? You can have him. He grabs stool and throws him at you. Punk.
I catch him.
You, the mushroom thing quivers in your hands, kind of fearfully.
I pet it.
It gets really excited, and as it's shivering, it lets off a series of spores in its excitement. And suddenly all of you can hear each other talking in your heads, and everyone can understand everyone. And Stool starts speaking first. And he says, "Oh, I like you. You're nice. Pet me more."
Okay.
How are we doing this?
"Oh, hi. I like you too. As long as you don't kick. Don't kick. Stool will be nice."
No problem, Stool. Did you give us the ability to speak?
"Well, yeah. Can't you speak? I can speak. We can all speak. Isn't this fun? Hey, what are you?"
I'm a half-elf.
And he goes, "Pluk, pluk, 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 pluk," over to you. And then when you answer him, he goes, "Pluk, pluk, pluk, pluk," over to Gomdred. "What are you?"
I'm a dwarf, you footstool.
"No footstool, no step on, just stool." Then he goes, "Pluk, pluk, pluk." Then he goes, "Aye, pluk, pluk, pluk," and runs away from Blaze. "No roast, no roast."
Heard roasted mushrooms are good.
And he goes, "Eep," and he runs back to Grat. No sooner than that happens, and you're all able to at least communicate effectively and quickly through telepathy. It's rapport spores. That's what it's called. Lasts for 1 hour. That's when the changing of the guard occurs. You see Jorlin very quietly unlocks the gate and walks out a little bit early to go and find his relief. However, at the same time, you hear a horrible droning buzz echoing through the cavern, followed by inhuman shrieking, and then the alarm horns going off. So, let's see. That's not it.
I don't usually think alarms are a good thing, but now I think alarms are a good thing.
Time to pop those cuffs.
I found it. There it is. From the north and south of the cave, sound the alarm horns, as a horrible droning buzz. Oh, I have that too. I have all of these. Don't I? Yes. And you guys see pretty quickly, in short order, freakish creatures come flying out of the chasms and out where you can see them, well, those of you with dark vision out to 60 feet, or 120 depending, can see horrifying creatures attacking one another out at your elevation, 100 feet above the cavern floor, and all of the drow in the place responding to the horn blast, rushing out and taking shots at them.
Okay, I would like to give inspiration to the two dwarves who are armed so that they can have a better chance of breaking their chains.
Yep. Nice one.
That's a battle cry I just heard.
I guess I'll just go straight up and try and break those chains. Are we doing it? No, I asked the group, are we going to try and bust out of here now?
I said, there's no time like the present. I said, and I know where I believe I know where our equipment is kept.
Okay, so I will attempt to break the chains again, I guess, with the inspiration, if needed.
Okay.
Gomdred will help him.
Okay.
Raging.
Use his bar to help give leverage.
So, 16 plus, what's your
It's a
D8?
D6. D6.
Nice. Alright, Rourke. With Gomdred's help and Garrett's help, you managed to break your manacles free.
And then I will help Gondred break his.
Okay. Gomdred's going for it.
With the help of the iron bar, that would work. It takes a lot more work to get Gomdred's free, but with some oomph and some effort, you managed to break him free.
I go cross-eyed as I draw the iron bar out of its hiding place.
Oh, God.
You need you have a 1 in 10 chance of fumbling now when you attack with it.
Do you get diseases if you fumble?
I like to try to slip my bonds.
Same here.
Okay. Go ahead.
Only I'm going to cast guidance on myself first.
Magic doesn't work here.
Somebody just did inspiration.
The inspiration is not magic. It's bardic inspiration.
Besides, would all of us know that magic doesn't work?
Oh, no. But I know it doesn't work in here.
Alright, well, I would have made the attempt anyway.
Yep. When you go to ask for guidance from your deity, you find that your connection has been severed. Or if not deity, then, no magical
Nature.
energy occurs.
Alright.
Nature itself cannot help me here.
Right?
Let's see if we can do this.
Yep. It's good. You're able to, of course, with greasy fingers and all that, slip your manacles.
I'll start helping the people around me to try to use my dagger. Try to
That's a good
pry
idea.
their locks open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Try to break
I'd be
mine.
assisting everyone but the drow and the orcs to break theirs.
Yeah, Gomdred would start with the little people.
Okay.
I'd start with, what's her name?
Right. Eldith.
Elder.
Well, she's kind of little. She's not 7 feet tall like some of these freaks.
Little in height, wide in girth.
Like a good
Okay.
woman.
Eldith was unable to break her manacles, even with the help. Topsy did manage to slip free with help. Jimjar did it on his own, just like real easily. He's like, okay, I'm done. And poof, he's out. Turvy was also able to break free. Dorindo breaks his, but does need a little bit of help. Tullalok has no such luck.
Can't slip out,
Can't
so I'll
slip
try
him.
and break it instead.
Okay. Try and break. Yeah. So just with brute strength, Tullalok shatters him.
Okay, I can't fail this.
And, yep, with a little help, Grat, you're able to break your manacles. Shushar tries to slip him again, same as you, Garrett. Let me turn that down a little. Tries to slip him and can't, but with main strength is successful. With help from a dwarf, it's the frog fish man. If one of you is helping,
Yeah.
then
Yeah, I'm sure to be willing
17.
to help with this bar.
and it takes a lot, but you guys finally pry him free. Blaze, I don't know if I got a check from you yet. Oh, he's on his phone now. That's right, did I? No, he's still on the call.
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is. Yep, Blaze, you are also able to break free, just with strength.
Who does that leave?
Finally.
That leaves,
All the people know it likes.
yeah, Seraph seems a little disappointed. He says, I can help you. And Orin remains, well, just, yeah, you guys were long suspecting that he was in with the guards anyways.
What about Bupido?
Oh, yeah. Bupido.
I think that's one of the worst rolls I've ever rolled.
Bupido also shucks the shackles off all on his own with dexterity.
Ront did it?
Ront, that's the other one. Main strength. Yep, just with strength, breaks him. Needs a little help from, well, he holds him up to Grat. Grat, do you help him? He says, hey, I watched your back. You owe me.
Gratz now runs prison bitch.
Stefan, are you going to help him or no?
What? Nah. Yeah, I'm gonna help him.
It's alright, now let's smash some elfies. We'll start with
I take-
these two here. And he points at Seraph and Orin.
I take off my shirt and start wrapping my chains in it, so that they're not as loud, so that I can sneak around. And I say, we don't have time to fight among ourselves. Let's get out of here, and then you can go wherever the hell you want.
Agreed.
Thanks, little man, for making it possible to speak with these people.
It is.
I'm
It
gonna
is
hold
best
up
for
my
us to.
chains and hope somebody can help me out of them.
Who's holding up the chains?
Orin.
Alright,
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I'll help.
And his little elf.
I'll help.
Alright, try again, Orin.
Ugh.
It can be strength or dex.
Or dex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll rather go with my dex.
Yep. Nope. Orin tries, gives it his best that he's got, and it just doesn't happen. So, Eldith and Orin and Seraph remain manacled, but you guys can tell that, you know, that's like in the first few seconds. Most of you are free, and if you're going to go, now is the time.
Very
Those
best.
who are still manacled are, you know, your legs are free, you can run. You're going to run out of time quick. You guys see that this is one of the weird creatures flying around, screeching, and being attacked by very large insect-like, looks like a huge hornet. And when I say huge, it's like the size of a car hornet. Buzzing around, and there are 4 of them against 2 of these, the vulture type creature. And they're attacking each other, screeching at the top of their lungs, buzzing. And as you guys come out, you can see quite clearly, or quite quickly, all the drow in the guard tower are facing out this way, firing crossbow bolts at these creatures. The spider bridge going to that stalactite is open, but the one going from it to the south is lined with more drow, firing out this way.
Where's our gear kept, you said?
I'd say it's kept underneath the temple.
And where's the temple?
Say, look at the map again. It's in across the bridge, and down below.
From you guys' time in captivity, you would all know this is the temple, and it would be in and then down a few floors.
So no way forward, but ahead. All right.
Yep.
Gomdred will go ahead and get out in the lead and start across the bridge.
All right. No
Since
sooner
that
than
seems to be-
Yep. That is a stone stair. Actually, not a bridge, so no disadvantage. That's the good news. The bad news is, no sooner than you guys gain the passageway there, you see there is another guard tower out there. There were 2 drow in the guard tower. That's where the horn blast came from. They're out firing crossbow bolts, but you know that the furry creatures, you would know over your time, you know that they're called quaggoths. They are still loyal to the drow, and they are thundering their way towards you up the stairs.
I would run down to meet them.
Yep. Gomdred will have his bar ready and be ready to go.
All right, before you can do any of that, Prince Durindal shoves past all of you, savage strength and fury, and he says, "No, my friends, let me help you. I will hold them off and make good your escape. Now go!" And he rampages forward to guard you. You should get out so you can get away.
I mean,
Does battle with his own kind.
Thank you. Hopefully you can catch up.
So
I'm
we
right
have to go-
behind you.
We have to go through the guard tower in front of us, and then around to another tower to get to the gear, right?
Yep.
All right.
And only 3 of us have weapons, right?
Yep.
Unless
I don't need
somebody
a
can.
weapon.
I'll push myself up since I have a weapon.
Okay.
All right. Topsy and Turvy and Jimjar wind up out here, and they say, "What are you guys doing? Now's your chance. To hell with your gear. Let's get out of here." And the 3 of them leap over the edge and tumble into darkness. Sarith is right behind them, leaping out. Eldeth hesitates here. So does Bupito to see what happens. Stool is with Garrett. And Ronk seems hesitant. He's with Grat. Not Garrett, Grat. And Shushar just kind of casually follows you guys along. It's like, "Oh, are we going now?"
yes, we are.
So do we bail off to our deaths or go get our stuff?
I say we have a better chance of survival with our items.
Totally.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then we can tumble to our deaths.
But are we gonna
Good.
survive long enough to get our items?
Their attention is off of us. We have surprise. Let's kill them.
Let us make haste.
It sounds like you want to go first.
Gomdred's in the lead. Let's go.
Followed by
Alright, need some initiative.
Yeah.
Alright.
Topsy,
let's do this.
Tololok, you're the only one who can see because you've got the 120 feet of vision. Topsy Turvy, Jimjar, and Sarith have landed in the spider webbing and are trying to work their way free of the spider webs and then drop down into the stream below that.
Yeah, probably not a good idea jumping into the web, but we'll see how that
you can
turns.
see they are struggling with it.
Okay. Alright. Alright, well, I let them know that they've made it down to the web below. They're trying to make their way to the water.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still missing one.
There's it. There he is.
There he is. Alright. Well, looks like we're kind of waiting. I can just put you guys in order if you want of who's in front. That'd probably be the smartest.
Yeah, just switch us around.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. We got Gomdred, Rurik, Tololok, and then Garrett, Grat, and then Blaze. And Orin's in there, but he's of course still manacled. But you are ahead of Blaze, so let's put you there.
I can still move my hands while I'm manacled, correct?
Somewhat. You count as restrained. So
But
only
for the
somewhat.
somatic component of the spell, I mean.
Yeah, somatic's fine.
Okay.
Oh, Bupido also leaped. He's not interested in staying. he's looking to live. Shushar will kind of tag along casually with you guys, wondering what's going on. Raunt will hang out with Grat. And Stool will also hang out with Grat.
And Eldith?
Eldith is also manacled still, so she seems hesitant. She's on the cliff there, but she has no weapon, sees no way to really help, and is still manacled. Okay, so Gomdred. Well, let me roll initiative for the bad guys here.
Bum bum bum.
All right. Well, we'll just say that they still had their backs turned and were firing bolts. So let's just do like a surprise round kind of thing, at least to start out with. Gomdred, go ahead.
Is there like a railing or what is it that is on the edge of this tower? Basically, how easy would it be to just throw them off?
Oh, let me hold on. Let me show you what you're looking at here. They're not on top of a tower. It's an interior tower that has windows looking out.
But like, how big are the windows? And
They're arrow slits.
oh, okay.
So they're in number 10 when you guys come up, and then the bridge continues on over to the altar, the priestess's room. So you're in a tower is what you're looking at here.
Okay. But the windows are small enough, couldn't really just shove them out easily.
No.
Okay. Well, then, Gomdred's gonna try to shove past the first two and get to the ones in back.
Okay, let me give you a quick description as well. Wait. What number is this? It is 10. Okay. The lower chamber is occupied. It doesn't matter. You're in the upper. You're looking at the upper chamber. No, you're in the lower. Okay. So there's a rope ladder going up into an upper chamber from where you guys are coming in right now, and the lower chamber has the 4 drow that you see. A Zerkwood table and 3 chairs, a smaller side table, and spider silk webbing set with hooks for hanging equipment. Go ahead, Gomdred, sorry.
Okay. So is there room to shove through to the front?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will shove through and take a swing at that guy.
Okay. That will hit.
And I am going to... I didn't make a thing for that. I'm going to use my inspiration thing. Is that a D8?
D6.
No, that's yours.
Oh,
Your
sorry.
bolts of inspiration. I just
Yeah.
let you make another attack as a bonus action.
Oh, okay. Then I'll do that. Since I'm assuming I didn't kill him.
You did not. Alright. You hit him 2 times real hard with that rusty metal bar, and he's badly bloodied, but he is not dead.
I am assuming that was a 1d4.
Yeah, it's a club.
Okay. Well, I guess that's that turn.
Yeah. Alright. Still with surprise round, Rurik. unless he's still AFK. There we go. I see him
Nope,
moving.
just muted.
Just muted. There you go.
Okay, so I'll follow Gromdred in. I'm guessing I can't make it past the door with everyone with the crowded room.
Now you can shove past. You can be where you want
Yeah.
there.
So
It's
shove it into the
impressive
cart.
bodies, but yeah, you can get in there.
And I'll start wailing about with my iron bar. Did you say it was a D4 for a club?
Yeah.
Put it as a D6. I'll just change it.
Is it?
I thought it was.
Hold up.
It's a D4 for a club.
Oh,
Mace is a D6.
yeah.
Sure is.
Okay, so. And he will attack the guy furthest at the back here.
Yep. That's the one Gomdred's been beaten on.
Yeah. So.
That does not hit. It bangs against his chain shirt.
Goodbye. Yeah, cool. And that will end my turn. Oh, I will take. Oh no, I haven't got that yet. No, that will end my turn. Yeah.
All right, Tulalock.
Okay, let's see here. Interesting. So, I will then to here. Actually, I guess I can to here, and I will attempt to grab this one to restrain him.
Okay, the grab just makes the speed 0. Restrain, you have to have the Tavern Brawler feat.
Oh, okay. All right.
Grappler
So, yeah. Okay.
Grappler feat.
All right. Well, that'd be kind of pointless. Let me let's see here. Does he have any? Is there any? Does he have like a weapon on him besides his crossbow?
Yeah, he'd have a sword as well.
Kind of like grab that out of scabbard.
Yeah, slide a
Okay.
hand check. Make an opposed dex check.
All right. Not very good.
That was close. He only rolled a 6, but barely.
Dang it.
Yeah, that was real close.
Oh well. I rolled shitty too.
You rolled a 3, he rolled a 4, just on the die.
Crud. Okay, well, there's that. I guess that was my action, right? Is trying to grab it.
Yeah, that'd be a grab.
Okay.
With a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett. Probably muted.
Yeah, I run up and I was gonna try to grab a weapon also.
Okay.
There's like no room in here for us.
It's getting real tight.
All right, yeah, that's what I do. I was gonna run up and try to grab a sword or a dagger or whatever they had out of their belt. So,
Short sword.
sleight of hand.
Okay. Alright, you grab a short sword out of a scabbard.
Cool. And I'll pass the dagger off to Tulalock beside me. Here.
Thank you.
That's my action to grab the sword, I imagine, since it's opposed.
Yeah.
I'll squeeze in if I can. And be done.
Okay.
Wait,
Right.
bonus action. I can give a bonus action. I will give my last bardic inspiration to Tulalock.
Thank you.
And now I'm done.
Okay. Gret.
I'll turn to Runt and say it's time to kill some drows. And then I charge in and squeeze in, probably. And can I get Runt to help me to throw one of them out?
You can't force them through an arrow slit.
Well, 2 orcs maybe?
Might take you a while.
Helps are thin.
Yeah.
Ront will run in and start pummeling with fists. He says, "Hey, if it fits, it ships." And he smashes this after Gomdred was done with him. This drow here, he runs in there, gives him a good punch, and kills him. He's dead. And in the process grabs him by the legs and starts trying to shove him through the arrow slit. It kills him, but he doesn't go through the arrow slit.
Keep trying. I'm gonna punch another one. Okay. That one. Oh, damn it.
Yeah, I don't know who your target. Wouldn't matter who your target was. They all have chain shirts. You would have punched them in the chain shirt.
Was the one south of me.
Okay.
Because everyone else was covered by other icons.
Yeah, that's true.
And like, Stool, stay close.
Yep, Stool's with you. He's running around between your feet. He's like, hey, what are you hitting him for? Hey, what did he do to you?
He hit me with a whip. And a sword. And
Hit him
other
back.
things.
Hit him back.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Do it better.
Well, you want to try? Go ahead.
And Rot gives him a punch. Stool actually did hit for 2 bludgeoning and 4 poison damage.
Holy crap.
Huh.
Rot runs up, hops up, scampers up the drow's leg, gives him a nasty fart square in the face, and the drow's eyes cross. I hate to be silly, but yeah, he hit. He only has a +1 to hit, but he did it. He says, "There, that good? Now you do it."
Great job.
Ah. Well,
You could try farting, but you might kill all of us. You fart, and then the Dragonborn will light it on fire.
Right.
Stool stops mid-run, mid-scamper, and he says, "Oh, you smell good." Oren, what are you gonna do?
This is a drow right here, right?
Yeah, there's still 3 drow there.
Okay, so Oren's going to wiggle and kind of pull up his, bit of underwear and wiggle his fingers a little bit and fire off a frostbite at the drow.
Okay. Con save. He fails the con save, and you get a little bit of the frost ray on him, but you're being careful not to hit Garrett or Tulalok. Minimal cold damage.
And he's got disadvantage. Yep.
Help remember that. He also does not have a weapon, so I'll put the wrench on him, and he's got the circle slash, but he only has a crossbow. Okay, Blaze.
Blaze typed that he was gonna try to punch.
Oh, that's right. He totally did. I'll try to get to the closest drow and punch him. Okay. So Blaze runs forward. I'll measure it out for you. Now the bridge is difficult terrain, but he can just barely get close enough. He takes a swing and misses. There's just too many pressive bodies in there. Can't get a good swing. Alright. The drow have recovered from surprise round. Turn and begin shouting, "Prisoner escape! Prisoner escape!" And they're going to lay back into you guys. We'll start with the one that only has a crossbow. He has disadvantage from frostbite and from melee range attacking with a hand crossbow. But he will try and take out... who was it that hit him? Oren. Too much cover. Just fire at the nearest guy, Rourke. Thunk. That will miss from disadvantage. The other 2 drop. their hand crossbows. Actually, they would throw their hand crossbows out the window so you guys can't get to them. And whip out their short swords and begin attacking. One on Gomdred. That will hit. No advantage. And the other on Tololok, of course. He says, Renegade, I should have known. And that will also hit. All the other drow there on the bridge to the southwest take final shots with their crossbows, and then whip out swords and begin. Well, no, they would dual wield because you guys aren't close enough. They keep their crossbows, whip out their swords as well, and take defensive postures on the bridge, letting you guys come to them, and also still continue firing at the monsters out there. And the elite guards have responded, and they're shouting for the high priestesses to come and help.
Oh, we're dead.
The Quaggoths are battling with Prince Durindil. To his credit, he is. Let's roll and see. Let's see how well he's doing. Fortunately for him, it's single file, so only one can get to him at a time. Unfortunately, they are overpowering him and pushing forward. And Eldeth is looking nervous, not sure where to go or what to do. She wants to stay loyal to her dwarven friends, and she's shouting, "Let's just run! Save yourselves!" Gomdred, what do you do?
Gomdred's gonna cast Divine Favor, and then take a swing at. I think there's one there.
Yes. There are 3 drow in there still.
So, the sword from the guy who's gone down was already taken, right?
No. Still there.
And I'll drop my bar and grab his sword quick,
Sure.
since it's a better weapon.
You just switch hands and have both.
True. Yeah, I'll just grab it up and have one in each hand.
Actually, since we're talking about rules, club is a light weapon, and so is a short sword. You can dual wield. You can bonus action and attack with both.
Oh. Okay. Then I will dual wield them. I don't have a macro for the sword yet, but
Yeah, it's just a d6. You could roll that separate.
actually my
Sure,
javelin.
yes.
My javelin would work.
That will work. Yes, club is a light weapon. Short sword is a light. It doesn't have to be finesse, does it, to dual wield?
No. Nope.
Just light.
Okay. In that case,
Then that
I will.
works.
I cast Divine Favor, so I can't dual wield this time, but I will swing with
Right.
the sword.
That's right.
My
And
sword
Divine
called-
Favor takes a first level spell slot, but you would deal an extra d4 damage, right? Radiant.
Yes.
Okay, cool. That will miss. You take a swipe with your short sword. It clangs against his chain shirt.
That's that turn.
That's right. And concentration and all that. Rurik.
Oh. What symbol would be?
The swords, the triple swords, bottom row.
Okay.
Okay, so I can't really see with the press of bodies, but I'm assuming there's a drow there, is there?
There is.
Then I will attack that drow with my club. Yeah.
Clangs against his chain shirt.
Isn't he
Okay.
being flanked by Tola?
Yeah, advantage
Yes.
doesn't help.
Even with advantage, unfortunately. But you are right, he is flanked, and I missed that. Yep.
Okay, that will end my turn.
Yep. Tololok, now that you've got a knife.
Now that I got a knife, and since they called for the priestess, that has me seriously concerned enough that I'm going to disengage and back off here. And be ready to jump off this bridge here in a minute, but before I do, if I can get past our dragonborn friend here, I want to try and take this dagger and try to help him get free before I make the leap.
Okay. Then on his turn, if you're doing it, you did disengage, so on his turn, as he can try and get free again with advantage.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, Tololok backs off. Garrett. Tololok, as you withdrew there, you can see Topsy Turvy, Jimjar, and Sarith are all caught in the webbing, and Bupido is scampering on past and bailing on down into the water.
I believe I'm flanking that guy right in front of me.
Yep, the one that's only got a crossbow.
Yep.
So that hits. Almost kills him. You skewered him with your short sword.
Bummer. If I had a second weapon like that dagger that I gave away, I would have killed him. Alright. I will, son of a gun. Alright, yeah, that's all I can do, because I don't have any bonus actions at this point.
Rat.
I'm gonna punch the guy.
Which one? We got east, south,
The
or
guy
southwest.
Garrett just punched.
Gotcha.
Tap.
The one you're flanking with him. Okay. Yeah, that'll finish the job. He dies.
Can you dual wield punches?
No.
Why not?
Only
Wow.
if you're a monk.
Yeah, unless you're a monk.
Keep punching, Runt.
As far as I'm-
Stool. Keep punching.
They are going to do that. Let me check just to be sure. I'm pretty sure unarmed is not a light weapon.
No.
Nope, it is not. If it were, then I would say yeah. No, unarmed is not light, strangely. Yeah, Ront will keep on keeping on. He will give a punch to this elf to the south and gives him a good sock across the face. And yeah, I guess Tool will do it as well. He had pretty good results last time. Misses this time. So that's those two. Orin.
Alright. Orin is going to look into the guard tower and think that everything's under control somewhat. He's going to come up behind his dwarven friend and see the commotion going on north, and will, I guess, fire off an Eldritch Blast to the first Quagot there.
Okay.
There.
Alright. That hits. Beams into him, roasting, withering some of his flesh away. Or punching through him, rather. It's force damage.
And yeah, I'll kind of do a quick little head nod and be done with it.
Blaze. Blaze tries to shove his way through, but it's getting pretty packed in there. Even if he could flank, that was a miss. It's just too big to fit. Alright. The drow are going to go. The two in front there. You guys hear, let's see, where is he? Sure. Comes out and takes command. It's him, captain of the guard. And he shouts out to the two in the tower, duck and withdraw, we'll cover you. And so they will both take disengage and move back along the spider bridge, like so. And then all the others will begin firing indiscriminately into the tower. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Shore himself. So it's 4 crossbow shots, and how many of you are there in there? Oh, we've got an overlap there of Grat and Gomdred. They can't see Ront too well where he's at, so Gomdred, Grat, Rurik, and Blaze will each get a crossbow bolt.
Do I not have cover from being behind 2 people?
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens, because if Gomdred drops from being knocked out, and then so does Grat, we'll see. So Gomdred, you took some damage there, and that knocks you out anyway. Gomdred drops. Next one at Grat. Thunk. Hit. And then a con save. Alright, Grat passes the first save, takes... Yeah. Grat takes 6 piercing when an arrow sinks into him, but he passes to not fall asleep. Another one, thunk, another 7, which that puts him down. And that's 3, so then the last one is on Rurik. Sorry, Rurik, the guys in front of you have dropped, no cover. Thunk. Miss.
Cool.
Shore gives you a murderous grin, Rurik, and levels his wand of viscid globs at you. And I have to find it. There it is. Okay. A small glob of viscid material launches at one creature within 60 feet. Ranged attack roll. I think I built this into him. I guess I didn't. Okay. Let's see what his attributes are. Okay. It's just flat. He apparently misfires and fires a glob of viscid goo at his feet. Oh, yeah. Glob of viscid glob. At his own feet. And splatters against his shoes, and he's cursing in Undercommon. That's unfortunate for him. And the other drow will hold their position and continue peppering the tower. They've already taken 2 of you down. Gomdred, death save. Unless you weren't at exactly 0, were you?
Yeah, I was.
Were you? All right, knocked out.
I was hit for, yeah, I was hit. I had 6 and I was hit for 6.
That's
so.
right. You got it. All right, so Gomdred is just knocked out. Rurik, what do you do?
Okay, so I charge past Gomdred, scooping up the short sword as I go, and out onto the bridge and attack the first draw I get to. So I'm gonna have to short sword, 2 seconds.
100.
You can use whatever you got and then just roll the d6 if you hit.
It's done now.
Cool.
So first with the short sword.
Swipe and a miss. Stumbling over or sliding across Gomdred's blood, probably.
And then the offhand with the iron bar.
Mm-hmm.
Swipe and a miss. And that's got the +3 modifier, which you wouldn't have anyway, but it didn't hit, so it don't matter. Okay, that will end my miserable turn. I'm yet to hit anything. Apart
What is
from
it, +3 for favorite enemy? Is that what that is?
No, that's a level 20 bonus. You don't get anything like that till level 20. It's the +3 is because it's made for a main hand weapon. So.
Oh, the damage. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elder shouts, "Don't throw your life away, Rurik! Leap!" And with that, she will leap, bailing over the edge.
How much movement have I got left?
That spider bridge that you're on is difficult terrain too, but you still got plenty left.
Could I grab hold of Gomdred and jump?
Strength check. Yeah. It's not like he's
Cool.
gonna dodge.
So yep, I grab him and then jump into the netting below.
Nice. The drow, he like makes a feint, try to attack, and then realizes he's not holding. No, he did whip out a sword, but he didn't expect you to do that. So that, or he just didn't care to take a swipe at you. Something's going on there. Total lock.
Alright. Well, seeing as I saw him cast a spell out here, I'm assuming that just means that outside the prison cell we can cast. So, I will go back over here to the bridge. And I will cast Healing Word on our large friend here as I leap over the edge and heal him for 2 whole hit points.
Ront pounds his chest and shouts, "Why not me, Elfie? I'm kicking all the ass."
I says, "Because you still can jump."
Oh,
he's not
good point.
As I
The
jump
day's
off.
still elves to smash.
Yeah, there's too many.
Make your one final persuasion on Ront, Tololock. You had no luck in the prison cell. Let's see if it works this time. And Grat, you got 2 hit points of healing there. Alright, Ront will go on the same turn as Grat. And Tololock, you leap. Alright. Garrett. Garrett? Sean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's so embarrassing.
There you are.
Anything? You said there were hooks that they had equipment hanging from?
Yeah. Let's see. Number 10. I just scrolled away from it. Here we go. The hooks that were into the spider webbing was for, like, you could hang a hat or a cloak.
Oh, okay. So there's nothing
Kind of
hanging
thing.
from the stuff.
Well, nothing weapon-wise or armor-wise, no.
Okay. I can't believe everybody is just jumping. I will say, try to grab their bodies and throw them over. Maybe we can scrounge something off of them. And I will grab the drow next to me and try to jump over with him.
Okay. That'd be strength. Yeah. So you drag the drow, the dead drow, that's what you wanted?
Yeah.
Over with you? Okay.
Maybe he's got something on him we can use. And I jump.
Okay. That's the one whose sword you already took, right?
Right.
Okay. And you could scoop up his crossbow real quick
Okay.
as you go, because he
Cool.
would have dropped that when he died. Okay. And yeah, you leap over the side with him. I assume north.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like use him as a shield in case I fall on anything.
Yep.
Just fall on him.
There you go. Okay, cool. Starts its turn. Okay, cool. Alright. Got it. Grat, you are prone, but you are back among the living, and the tower is considerably less full of people.
I'm gonna second wind.
Okay.
Yes, that's nice.
It's +1, plus your fighter level.
Yeah, oh, that's not 14, that's 12. With the 2 I had before. Okay, I'll look at Rond and Stool. I'm gonna say this is not a battle we can win. Just follow the others. And we live to fight another day. And then I grab I grab Stool. And go jump. And I try not to land on
Yeah.
Tololok.
Let me move some people.
Thank
You
you.
can get out there and bail. And yeah, Ron's right behind you. And let's see. Yeah. I'll sit here. Let me put that draw corpse to the back. There you go. Ron lands almost on you. Grat kind of plowing right into there with you. And let me see. I'm rolling for the others to see how they were doing in the webbing. Sarith has gotten himself free and out, has rolled away from the webbing and fallen into the pool below the river, as well as Pupito. Topsy and Turvy remain stuck. And Jimjar has managed to work himself free and also rolled out and into the stream. Eldeth is working her way across the webs and has not yet gotten stuck. Orin, what do you do?
I'm going to turn and shout to Shusar to run and jump down. Looks like we're all bailing down.
Ooh,
And
running and jumping. Frog. You will run and leap.
and then I will yell to Prince Darendil. The same thing, but I'll yell duck as I fire another Eldritch Blast at the Quagoth to cover his leap.
Alright. Do you both know Undercommon, or are you using Rapport Spores to say it in his mind?
His Rapport Spores.
So you shout something, but he gets the impression with the telepathy ability. So he lays flat on the ground and then rolls to the side, dodging out of the way. And that shot does hit on the nose, smacks into that front Quagoth as he takes a parting slash at Prince Darendil as he flees. And it also hits, drawing some blood.
And I take it the Quagoth is still standing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And then
You've hit him
I'll,
twice, and you can tell that you put a dent in him.
I put a dent in him. All right.
These things are hardy creatures, to say the least.
So I look to the north to the squad of enemies, and to the south, and smile and jump as well.
Alright. Cool, alright. Last one, Blaze. What were you gonna do? Rough Dragon Breath. Nice. Cool. That will work perfectly. Blaze, go ahead and roll the damage on that, because it is fire, works well against spider webs. Pretty good. So, just as Rurik and Gomdrid bail off the bridge, Blaze runs forward, heaves a breath of dragon fire onto the bridge, and it begins burning. It doesn't sever immediately. Could have been a little better damage. But it does prevent the drow from pursuing, which was the whole point there. Well done. They withdraw very quickly, across the bridge to safety. They will take a few shots with crossbow bolts, but are mostly concerned with the flying creatures out here. I don't have... I can't believe I didn't have the other creature built, nor even a good picture.
Sounds like a Casmi.
It's cat. I thought it was Chasmi. Casmi, same thing. Here.
God,
I
those
didn't have
suck.
boxing gloves. That's a sturge. Close enough. There's 6 of them. Chasing 2
That
rocks.
is one of the most evil enemies in the whole DMG monster manual.
So they're swarming back and forth, a horrible droning noise throughout this whole thing. I'm not going to play it because it's very annoying. Here, I can give you one more little buzz of it. And that's what you got. Throughout the whole cavern, it's very annoying. The drow are mostly consumed with that. The priestesses come out and get a quick debriefing from shore. And you guys can hear just at the edge of your vision her shouting, "Put down this demon spawn and get those prisoners back." How will I ever gain ranks with lost prisoners? However, you also hear her say, "Our children will feast well tonight on those who don't escape." And with that, you guys realize that giant spiders are scurrying across the webbing towards you. So, Jimjar, Bupito, and Sarith have made it out of the webbing. The rest of you have not. Topsy-Turvy, and who else? Just Topsy and Turvy are still stuck in the webs. And the rest of you, for this round, are going to be dealing with webs. I'm not too worried about the drow at this point. Gomdred, you are still unconscious, so it's kind of up to Rurik. You've got double duty here. You're away from everyone, and you've got a lot of extra weight in Gomdred.
So,
First thing you have to do is a strength or dexterity check, not a save, to avoid becoming restrained. You're good.
okay, so I have the short sword. Can I use that to slash the web and just drop into the lake below?
Yes, you can. Make an attack.
That's exactly what I was gonna do.
Yep.
I need to click something, so I'll just click Gomdred.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Well, yeah, I should still send the telling me. It sure does.
Yeah.
Well, it does have AC 10, Rurik. Someday you're going to have to roll higher than a 10.
I know, yeah. I don't know why. He's definitely not made for combat, this guy.
Something's wrong. Maybe you're
Yeah.
holding the sword by the wrong end. I'd say what happened there was you're wrestling with Gomdred and doing the best you can to not get restrained, being, order of business number 1. You managed to not get restrained, but you did fail to cut your way through.
Okay, so as I'm not restrained, I still have my movement. Can I try and just jump off the edge?
Let's
Cool.
see. I think you can. Well, no, it is 1 extra foot of movement. Yes. Yeah, because
So-
you were pretty close. You were already there.
Yeah. Me and Gomdred, I drag Gomdred. Strength check to drag Gomdred.
Sure. That makes sense. You've been good with those. Yeah, you're good. Same thing as last time. So yeah, you and Gomdred bail over the side and splash into the water below. It's very cold. But you guys are out and on the cavern floor. Once you drag
Cool.
yourselves out of the stream. Tullalok.
Okay. See here. So it's what, a strength to see if I'm restrained?
It is strength or dexterity check, not save.
Okay. So dex check.
You're good.
All right. Well.
Nobody's
see.
surprised that the drow is easily able to navigate the webs.
Yeah. So let's see here. Is it enough for me to make it to the water?
It's
Should I?
not difficult terrain, but it's double movement. They were careful on their wording there. So it's
Right.
effectively difficult terrain, but things like Natural Explorer or druid movement won't help. Every foot
Right.
costs an extra foot. So, go ahead.
Right. So I could still make it 15 feet though.
Oh yeah, I think you guys could make it in one move. It was really
Yeah.
whether you got caught on the first one or not.
Yeah, so I would actually, you know what? Since I'm making the move, as I'm going by, these guys are still trapped in the webbing, right?
Topsy and Turvy, and they're both saying, "Help! Help!"
All right. When I get to the edge, I'm gonna try and cut. Uh, see, I guess I'll cut the one that's. What is it? Which one's the female?
Topsy.
I'll
This is
cut
her.
Topsy. Try and cut Topsy loose. So, what with the dagger? What
Yep.
attack
Just
with
make
the
the
dagger?
attack. Yep.
Uh,
Or just any old attack's fine.
Okay, why'd that do that? Why is it not working right? It's telling me to pick a target.
Oh, yeah. Just pick. Let's see. Yeah, you could pick Topsy, and it'll still send the tail
I-
to me. The new
did.
thing, do ask for targets just so it gives me the AC.
It gives me a syntax error.
Huh. What do you have? Is it a macro on your end or just dagger?
It's a macro.
Oh, yeah, it did for me too. Let me see what the problem is. Oh, you got your damage in the wrong spot.
Oh, oops.
No problem. And you're not the only one. Don't worry. That's a common one. And it's my fault. The way I set it up is kind of confusing. Try it again. It'll work.
All right.
Oof. You try to take a slash, and your knife actually gets caught in the webbing.
All right.
So
well,
you're gonna have to decide to leave the knife or try and withdraw it next round. You gonna bail without it?
I'll consider it being left for her. If she can get to it, she might be able to cut herself free. So I'd jump.
Nice. All right. She says thanks. All right. Desperation mode. Garrett. Sean.
Am I able
Muted.
to?
I hear you. Go ahead.
I want to. Can I safely do a thunder wave to try to break the webs and not hurt the people caught in them? Like, trying to break the webs beneath them so they can loosen them.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna try, to try to get everybody free.
Yep. Webs are immune to bludgeon, poison, and psychic. And by the way, are vulnerable to fire. So that was good. Good news for Blaze.
So basically, I just did nothing at all
Thunder wave.
with that damage.
For Thunder, well, I tell you what, it will make give everybody advantage on their checks to break free or on their checks to not get restrained. You shatter enough of the webbing.
Oh, cool. So
Because
do
it's a big area, is the thing.
I need to make a check to get out?
Yeah, well, to not get caught to begin with.
All right. There's my check.
Give me 1 second here. Okay. You're good.
I'm going to, after I fire off my spell, I'll try to drag my body with me to jump off into the water.
All right, you are out. By the way, so just remembered, here are, and I know it's getting real confusing now because we're looking at the Z-axis as well. The giant spiders are coming, scurrying down the webs. It's kind of like this round to get away. Grat.
What do I need to roll?
First thing, strength or dex check. For you, I'm guessing strength.
Yeah.
You have advantage because of the thunder wave, and because of that, you pass. Well done.
Okay, I'm gonna grab stool and hop off the net.
All right. Stool says, "Wee!" in your mind,
I'm gonna like him.
and Ront goes, "Hey, what about me?"
Follow me.
He does. Easily rampages across the webbing and drops down into the water.
Whee.
Let's see. Shushar is kind of going with Orin there, as is Durindal. So Orin, go ahead. Be you, and then Shushar, and then Durindal.
And that's dexterity check, correct?
Yeah, one or the other. You're good.
And on the way down, can I... what's it? Death? Is she right at the edge or something, or is she already down?
I was about to check for her. Let me roll. Oh, I think she's better at Dex, actually. Yep. Let me roll for her and see if you need to help her. Oof. Nope, she got stuck. So her and both of the Swervneblin, Topsy and Turvy, are all stuck. And she's manacled, as you are.
So it's really... I can't really help her all that much, can I? Manacled.
You could do a help action, but it means you'll have to check again next round, because you'll stay in the webs. It's one of those selfless or self-preservation.
I'll stop and help her, and I'll say, you owe me for this.
Alright, she will have advantage to try and break free. And she says, thanks. We have to get the gnomes as well, though. And then, Blaze, what do you do? Alright. Blaze, make a, well, obviously strength, since you have advantage. Well, it's strength saves and strength checks, right? And athletics checks for Raging Barbarian, that they have advantage. Pretty much everything, right? Or do I need to check?
I think that's right, but I'll look.
I'm looking too, I'll race you. Rage. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saves. Cool. So yeah, Blaze drops down. That check was to not get stuck. You did not get stuck. Roll it again for who you would like to help. Or just tell me, who are you doing a help action on? Topsy, Turvy, or Eldith? Well, Eldith's already got help. Topsy or Turvy? That's a hell of a good check. But I guess that's a Raging Barbarian for you. Closest one was Topsy. So Blaze drops down, doesn't get stuck, grabs Topsy, rips her free of the webbing, and throws her into the water. And she shouts back as she's flying, "Not without Turvy!" and splashes into the water. On the drow turn, you guys hear both Asha and Ilvara, the drow priestesses, barking orders and commands in savage words, Undercommon, for those of you who can't understand it. Get this bridge rebuilt. Slay those foul creatures, and then bring back the prisoners. I will not go to Minzo Berenzin empty-handed. You Quaggoths do something useful. So a lot of barking of orders, crossbow bolts flying out. Of course, the battle continues out here. Covering your escape. Gomdred, still knocked out. Kind of uneventful for you, sorry. Rurik. If he's with us. He's probably away. Telalock, what do you do?
Okay, see 1 second here.
I gotta check for Shushar while you're doing that.
Empress Darindal.
Oh,
Durindal.
right. Think about it for a second, Telalock, sorry. Shushar managed to... Shushar just kind of flops square onto the webbing, rolls for a little bit, and plops into the water. He backstrokes through the water casually. He says, "Oh, hello, everyone. A fine day for escape, is it not?"
I could totally picture that.
He says. He seems quite home in the water and a little reluctant to leave it until a crossbow bolt smacks into the water next to him. He says, "Ah, it is a fine day for escape. Let us make haste." Prince Durindal easily just rampages through the webbing and lands savagely, huffing, a little bit wounded, looking around with kind of panic in his eyes. Which way, friends? Go ahead, Tullalok.
Okay. I say that Shushar mentioned the Dark Lake, and he would know the way. I say, but I do look up and see the spider bearing. Is he bearing down on a dwarf woman, or did I miss out on something?
Yeah, the spider is headed towards Eldith, and there's another spider over here headed toward Blaze.
I thought Blaze jumped down.
They're on the webs.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep, on the lower level now. Probably could be on the other map over here. That's where we probably should be, but that's all right.
All right. Can I use my? This is gonna be kind of weird. I want to use animal handling to try and make like clicking noises to try to distract the spiders a little bit, just to kind of make them kind of hesitate. Like, what? You know, what's that over there? You know,
Sure.
kind of throw them off. So, try and give them another fighting chance.
It's gonna look like you're all standing on your heads, but I have gone to the lower section there, and I'll sort you guys out down there.
Okay.
I don't need these two. Oh, I did kind of want them. The two drow you killed. Blaze is still up here. We've got a spider there, Eldith is here. Orin stayed to help. Turby is here. Everyone else is free, so you guys are looking at this as far as the webbing goes. Does that look right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tullalok does a weird kind of a chittering noise, and you see which spider were you wanting it on? The one after Blaze or the one after Eldith?
The one after Eldith, because she's clearly looks like she's wrapped up.
Yeah, she's in the worst position. Okay. It stops for a moment and regards you strangely, and it kind of hesitates. Kind of lowers its head and its front four legs in like a bowing gesture towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little unsettling to the rest of your party. The drow's talking to the spiders. Actually, speaking of which, Jimjar. He steps up to here, and in your mind, Garrett, Jimjar says, "Huh, the drow's talking to the spiders. 10 gold says he's gonna betray us."
Nope. That's not the one I'm worried about.
Hey, you know what? 20 gold says either drow betrays us. What do you say?
Oh, I'm not worried about the drow personally. It's that moon elf that I'm worried about.
Huh. Hey, you got a point there. 7 gold says the moon elf betrays us.
I'd love to take you up on your bet, but I got no money, friend. Nothing
It's
but
okay.
this dagger here.
Hey, I'll take you on credit. I don't mind. I'll keep track. Don't worry.
Rorik pulls the gold coin he was given before out of his ass and says, "I'll take that bet."
Jimjar hesitates only for a moment. It's from an ass, but hey, it's still a gold coin. He says, yeah, 1 gold coin that the moon elf betrays us. I'll hold you to it to get you a win. Alright, Rurik, it was your turn. We were kind of waiting for you to get back. What do you do? Anything different?
Medicine checks just stabilize. I can't bring Gondred round, can I?
He's already unconscious, so yeah, no. Not much you can do for him.
No, there's not much I can do in general, I guess. Apart from Bello Faridis.
Yep.
Eldith.
Alright. And it was kind of on your turn. I was looking for her to take her turn. So let's go ahead and go with her. She's got advantage because Orin stopped to help her. And she is stuck.
Damn.
Fortunately, Tullalok, you've got this spider's attention when it was about to sink fangs into her. But this spider bears down on Blaze.
Goodbye, Fair Blaze.
And you're not restrained, so it's going to shoot webs at you. Thunk. Ooh. Is that your accurate AC, Blaze? No. That will hit you on the nose. Oh no, that's right, you got con mod. It is totally accurate AC. So the webs hit you, and you immediately bulge muscles and snap the webs free. Rah! Alright, Garrett.
Garrett has his body, and he is going to drag it and himself out of the water. And say, "One of you guys, big guys, carry this thing. There might be something useful on it. Where are we going?" And then I'll load the crossbow.
With what?
Well, didn't he have bolts on his body?
Yeah. He had a quiver full of bolts. Roll a 1d20 and let's see how many fell out. What you roll is how many are left in the quiver.
Okay.
Nice.
So I have 17 crossbow bolts.
Yep.
I will take that from him.
Well done.
And, yeah, I'll be ready to follow whatever instructions they give us.
Gotcha.
Wait, there is a... How far away am I from that spire? Well, that's 100 feet away, isn't it?
You are...
I can't even see it.
Oh, yeah, there's no light where you're at. Oh, you got 60 feet.
Yeah,
no,
but
it's...
60 feet, but they're like 100 feet above us, you said.
No, they were 100 feet. Let's see, it was
The
100 feet.
the whole drop was 100 feet. And
Yeah, the whole
webbing
drop
was-
was 100 feet. The webbing was between 20 and 50. It kind of varies, as you can see, as it goes along. So it's about, let's say 60. Isn't that short range for a hand crossbow?
Oh, shoot, I'll take a shot.
Yeah, you're at short range.
I'll shoot at that spider that's directly above.
We'll say short range, but it's got cover for the web. 'Cause it's upright on the webbing.
I will use my...
Disadvantage?
I'll use my short sword macro because,
Sure, same thing.
yeah.
Blink. Nice hit. Alright, the spider that's on Blaze takes a little crossbow bolt. Smack.
Try to get up.
Let's see.
I was trying to shake your hand.
Shushar takes you guys' suggestion. He says, to the Dark Lake it is. Well, friends, come along, follow me, I'll show you the way. And he casually starts going plop, plop, as his webbed, flappy feet hit the floor. And starts marching off through the... here you guys go. You had 3 exits from the cavern: northeast, southwest, and northwest. He heads this way.
Okay.
So let me ping you back again. And was there anyone else? Oh, Turvey hasn't gone for a little bit. Let's do his strength to get free. Yeah, Turvey's still struggling and stuck in the webs.
There was a dagger there near Turvey.
Yeah, and he's reaching for it and can't quite reach it. He rolled very bad. He rolled a 3 on both.
But he had advantage.
Yeah, it was 3 on both sides.
Rainbow.
Oh!
Yeah, Turvey's real stuck, and Topsy is standing just under him, shouting, "Somebody help my brother, please!" Grat, what do you do? Ron gives a dismissive wave and says, "Meh, not my problem." See ya, shorty.
Oh my goodness.
Can do things. So I'm just gonna pick up stool. And maybe pick up the body of the drow. And then follow them.
Alright. Still says, "Hey, you gonna eat that?
Probably not.
Can I have it?"
We're gonna look if we can eat something of them. You eat drow.
What's drow? Does it taste good?
What?
Ron says, "Yeah, it tastes good. Nummy, nummy."
No, brother.
This is all in your mind, by the way. Jewel has no mouth to speak, of course. All right,
So
so
look, it's like a thought. Draw me.
yep, Ron's all for it. And he says, "You saved me a leg. The thigh's tender." Orin.
So Eldith totally failed in her attempt to escape.
I did roll for yes. She rolled a 7 and a 9. And so speaking of Orin, at the start of your turn, you have to make your strength or dex to not get restrained yourself. You're good, Orin. You're still free.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna yell over to the barbarian to try and get over here to help as well. And I will continue to try and help Eldith.
Cool. All right. I see Blaze in Skype, but he said he was kind of missing out on it. What do you do? And we'll give him a minute. And while he does that, Jim Jar's kind of scampering along behind you, Rurik. James, if you're still here. He says, "Hey, I'm not so sure about that moon elf. What kind of odds you want to give me at? I'll take that 1 gold coin bet rather than the 7. What do we bet on?" Alright. Blaze does not get restrained, steps forward, and rips Turvey free and drops him down onto Topsy, who fails to catch him. They fall in a pile, but they're both quite happy to be free.
I pictured them like little river otters.
Kinda, yeah. They smash into each other and scamper around a little, and they hold hands and do a ring around the rosy thing. Yay, we're free! Yay, let's get the hell out of here! Jim Jar, you're free too? Awesome, let's go. Oh wait, Eldith's still stuck. Eldith, come on! And Blaze is there. Let's see. The Dark Elves are mostly still concerned with the droning and the insects up above. They're well above you guys by now. Gomdred is still... Sorry, Gomdred. It's pattern for your guy. James, I know you're about out of time.
No, I'm here. There's still not a lot I can do.
Yeah. Drag Gomdred to safety.
Yeah, drag Gomdred to safety, yeah. Yeah. Just keep telling Eldrith to jump. Following up to Eldrith to jump.
Yep. She says, "I would if I could get these darn webs off me. Help, Orin." And like I said, Jim Jar's trying to modify his bet. He's got second thoughts about Orin since he hasn't jumped down to save himself yet. And James, if you gotta go, that's fine. No problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bail, guys.
Cool.
Take it easy.
Thanks for getting this far.
Have a good one, James.
But you got Gomdred to safety. That's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for saving me.
No worries.
Trouble was pretty upset about not getting to play, but she was kind of on the fence on what she wanted to do tomorrow, so I don't know yet. I'll try to let you guys know as early as I can, though. She gets off at 3 my time, so I'll try to let you know shortly after that what the plans are.
Cool, so will it be an early one if we are doing it?
It would have to be, yeah. If it is an early one, it'll be like 4 or 5, but I can't make promises right now. I don't know.
Yeah, no bother.
Cool.
Alright guys, take it easy, good luck.
Thanks for playing.
Good night.
James.
You guys are almost out. You just got to see what happens with Eldith, Blaze, and Orin. Chololok, what do you do?
All right. Well, distract them with the sound work kind of nicely, but I don't know if that's going to be able to keep him. Actually, no, I'll try and keep his attention. You know, like we're kind of clicking back and forth, almost like a I don't want to say mating ritual, but whatever it is that I can kind of get him to kind of stay focused on me. So I'll keep up with the clicking noises and try to keep his attention drawn towards me instead of on prey. So I got to roll again. Animal handling.
Let me see if I can help you out here. There's one thing I gotta look up. I'm halfway there now.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it'll become obvious what class you are as we go along. You weren't keeping that secret, were you?
No.
Okay. Nobody ever uses the druidic language, and so I would say that would count in this situation, trying to talk to an animal.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I was counting on the first time, so go ahead and try again with persuasion. And actually, it's handle animal wisdom, isn't it?
Animal handling is wisdom, yeah.
It's wisdom, so let's do that one, because you're probably better at that anyway.
So just straight wisdom or animal handling?
Animal handling still. I was just going off the druidic language that it
Oh.
probably animals could That's why the original check, I was kind of going off that to begin with, and I wanted to look it up to make sure. It's not really about animal stuff, but I still think it would be.
Okay.
To a large extent, because nobody ever uses druidic language, and it's a class feature. Well, that's good.
All right. Try to make him actually. Not gonna make him back off. Just make him stop, basically, and just kind of.
He stops, but more than that, he flips around to the underside of the webbing, scampers forward, just where he's like right above you, and you see his little mandibles playing playfully towards you. He reaches a couple of his forward appendages towards you in like a hugging motion.
Okay. All right. So I got him pretty well trained, apparently.
Yep.
All right. He likes me. All right.
And the
that's
other
good.
one up there is it's right here, and Blaze is breathing steam out of his nostrils, and he did an intimidate, and it's like back four legs. It's sitting on, and the front four legs are like raised in a menacing gesture, but it's held at bay by Blaze for the moment, at least.
All right. So we're keeping him at bay, basically.
Well, he's keeping the one at bay. The other one seems to want you as a friend. It looks like he's actually, or she is taking her back two legs and spinning some webs up to descend towards you, to suspend from a strand of webbing.
All
Which
right.
actually, it's her turn. She's going to do that now.
Okay.
She drops from a spindle of web right in front of you and nuzzles you.
All right. I keep her calm and kind of put my hand out to everybody else, like, "Hey, no aggressive actions. I got this."
Jim Jar very cautiously backs away.
Right.
And then when he gets to here, he says, "Hey, Grat, I bet you 10 gold. That spider's going to bite him." Don't worry, I'm good for it.
He's got a lot of gold. Be betting around. Got a bet problem. Gambling problem.
Garrett, what are you going to do? You're probably muted. He's always muted.
Yeah. Am I? Well, I don't like yawning in you guys' ear and stuff. Am I within 60 feet of the spider up on the web?
Yeah. And I
Okay.
appreciate you not yawning on my ear.
Then I'm going to use Vicious Mockery on it.
Alright. It's got its front four legs up, and it was hissing at Blaze, and now it feels a little bad about itself and has disadvantage. This one. On its next attack roll.
And I'll say, "Come on, get down here, let's go." In common.
Okay.
Done.
Eldith understands you, and Blaze. Orin doesn't. Well, you guys have rapport spores, so you're still good on that. Grat, anything different?
Nope.
Alright. Stool seems pretty interested in what you're going to do with the corpse. Hey, what are we going to do with that? Does it make good furniture?
No, maybe. We'll figure it out later. We just gotta make sure we don't die here.
Oh, we don't want to die? Oh, okay.
Nah. Nah. We don't.
Alright. Have I rolled for Eldith since you did the help, Orin?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. She is the clincher, so let's... Oof! Eldith is still stuck.
I'm gonna stay and help her.
She says, go, just leave me. Save
Nope.
yourself. Just
I'm
tell
gonna
my
help her.
kin at the Gauntlgrim clan what I did to save you all.
Oh, you'll tell him yourself. We'll get you down here. Quickly. I should probably still roll again as well.
There is a knife nearby, so you could roll and try and grab that knife. It might be something.
Sure. And would that be a dex roll, or?
Yeah, let's call it Dex. I think that'd be the most likely. Oof. You grab the knife, and yeah, it's bound in the webs badly. Alright, so no help. You can help her get free, but no help from the dagger anyway. Blaze, what do you do? He can hear us, okay. Or see whose turn it is, I guess. Alright. Oh, and Orin, yeah, you need to make that first check. At the starting, well, it's a little late now, don't worry about it. Blaze is good. And there he goes. Cool. So Blaze pushes on forward, grabs Eldith, rips her free from the webbing, and drops down. Splashing into the water. And so, let's see. Last thing. I just have to see. Initiative check, Orin, between you and the spider. Does it get to you, or do you drop down first?
Fingers crossed.
It has
Damn.
disadvantage.
It
to
has
attack you.
disadvantage, so there's that too. I want to give you every chance. There's a con save involved, so Orin gets bitten, and his corpse drops from the webbing, or what's left of him. It's not a corpse; he is still breathing. Doesn't matter if you make that save or not. It won't kill you outright. But yeah, the spider goes up, takes a chunk out of Orin. Good save. And injects him with its poison. But he drops free, and you guys are able to take him with. We've got that. I got all your stuff updated there, or nope. But you are still manacled as well. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, this was a complete and utter debacle.
We're all alive.
More of you survived
Yeah,
than I
nobody
thought
died.
would. Yeah, that's the thing. I thought people would die. Prince Durindal and
We tried.
Eldith were totally willing to give their lives for the team, but I am actually pretty surprised that everyone escaped with their lives. Not only that, but Tololok has a giant spider friend.
And we have one suit of Drow chainmail.
And you do have a chain shirt, a few weapons, and yeah, let me do a quick count here. So you guys can go ahead and erase out your inventory at this point, because I wanted you to have inventory in case you were able to recover it. That was part of it.
Damn.
But, I mean, chances were very slim. But you guys are pretty smart, and I wanted to leave every opportunity. So go ahead and minus out your entire inventory. You do have, everybody has manacles, slave collar, slave waistband. Tololok has a piece of flint that counts as a dagger. I think Rurik has a short sword. Gomdred had a short sword and a club. Garrett has a crossbow.
I think
And now 15 bolts.
16.
Rurik
Oh, you only used
took
one,
my
that's
short.
Did he? Okay.
We have 2 clubs, 2
Yeah.
short swords, 1 dagger, hand crossbow, 16 bolts between us.
So who has what at this point?
Well, I got the short sword and the crossbow.
Okay. And Tololok has the dagger, right?
No, the dagger was stuck up in the webbing.
Oh, that's right. Lost the dagger too. That's gone. Good call.
So I think we have a. Yeah, I think Gomdred would have a bar. Rurik had a bar and a short sword.
Yep.
Okay. I updated his info to reflect that. And who gets the chain shirt that was on the corpse carried by Grat?
I cannot wear it.
Yeah,
It's not
probably
chain mail.
the
It's
best.
chain shirt.
Yeah, but its chain shirt is medium armor. I'm not proficient in medium armor.
I'm thinking 3rd edition. I thought it was light.
No one wants it, I'll take it.
Bring that up just for my own edification here. Chain shirt. It sure
Heavy,
is. It's medium. 13 plus dex. Alright, so Grat. And Ront says, "Why you get that? I kill more elves than you."
Because
You're bigger than him. It won't fit you.
He scratches his head, then scratches his chin. It seems accepting, but he grunts a little dismissively.
Anything else on the dwarf we can salvage? I mean, on the drow?
Let me see. See if I can
Apparently it tastes good.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned there. That may be a thing. Let's see. He was on duty. There is a flask of drow poison, which
Nope.
can be used to treat 20 bolts or 1 weapon.
Okay, I will add that to my inventory.
That's a lot better than normal poison.
It is a very good poison.
Because a normal poison can only treat 3 bolts.
Is that right? I thought it was 20.
No?
Hmm.
It's why it really sucks for archers. Because, I mean,
Wow.
you have this expensive poison and only get 3 shots.
Yeah, it's 100 gold. What the hell? Yeah, I'm gonna have to house roll that
For
one.
3 shots.
Because 1 flask
That's
is
part
enough
of the reason
poison to treat 20 bolts.
That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. But you have to use all 20 within a minute. It does expire after 1 minute. So that's a downside.
Yeah, but
But that's 10 rounds, so that's a lot of shooting.
well, a 5th level fighter can pull that
That's
off.
true. Pavel could, dual wielding crossbows.
Or
Grat,
or
roll
treat-
1d4.
Or treat the 20 arrows and split them between 2 people.
That's true too. With a little pre-thought, those are all good ideas. Roll 3 d100s. Let's see what trinkets this drow carried.
What?
Wow, 54 and 2 1s. Interesting. Trinkets is at the beginning of backgrounds, right?
You want the elemental evil also?
Nah. I don't
I
want to
guess so.
overcomplicate. Of course, I gotta find it first. No, it's at the end of equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got 2 mummified goblin hands. Whatever you want to do with those. Stool asks if you're going to eat them. And a candle
Oh, you'll like the next one.
that can't be lit.
Very useful.
Candle made of spider silk that just catches fire instantly. Alright. Tololok, as far as your giant spider companion, it kind of depends on what your intentions are. It is loyal to you for the moment, but being Drow, knowing what you know, spiders are ultimately loyal to Lolth.
Yeah.
Which is probably why you wore spider carapace armor. So that's the thing. It's kind of going to be up to you on what you know and what you want to do.
This is confusing.
You don't have to decide now, though.
Okay.
So it sounds like, and this is what I'm going to do, so you guys know, this module is Sandbox. So at the end of each session, I'm going to have to ask you guys where you want to go and what you want to do next, so that I can plan. I planned some, but I didn't plan a lot, because this goes like in one of 8 directions.
Wow.
Fortunately, you picked the Dark Lake, and that's kind of the one I planned for, because that was the most likely. It is the closest, and Shushar's leading the way. And I kind of figured just the jailbreak would be the entire first session. It actually went quite a bit longer than I thought it would, but I hope you guys had fun, and I'm surprised everyone survived.
That's totally more or less.
Sounds
More
promising for the future.
Kind of surprised
yeah.
we didn't kill each other.
Well,
Right.
and that's still a thing
Right.
too. That's good news, bad news. Now you did get some XP. You did kill 2 drow, and effectively handled 1 spider. I would count between the 2 just at once. So it's 50, 100. A spider is worth 200, so that's 300. You get 150 just for the jailbreak, and that's each. How many of you are there? 7? You guys are at 179 XP.
Halfway to second.
That's right. So that's a good chunk right there, right off the bat.
And nobody had to die for it.
And nobody died. I'm still pretty surprised. So, don't adjust hit points or hit die or anything like that because you've just now escaped.
One moment then, before we go. I'm going to wake Gomdred up with the Cure Wounds and give him 5 hit points.
Nice. Go ahead and heal that, Gomdred.
Yay, I'm awake.
And if you guys don't mind, when I want to put you back to the start screen, adjust your spell slots back to where they're at now. Because you haven't got your rest yet. But I don't want to keep you guys any later. Unless you're all wanting to keep playing, but I think we're about out of time there.
I think we're done for tonight.
Yeah, I think so.
Orton's the only other one unconscious.
Right.
I'll go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on him. Wait. Which one do I have? Healing Word.
Healing Word.
There it went.
Nice.
And he got 4.
You're up to 4, Oren.
Wake up, you lazy bone. Time to move.
Lazy? I think I'm the hardest working guy here today.
Sleeping on the job. I look over and you're passed out.
That was a gratitude for you.
Hey, big guy. What is your name? Grat. Hey, Grat.
Oh. Ah,
Here, use this sword to defend yourself.
What kind of sword?
It's a short sword. You complaining? It's a sword.
It's okay. I'm more of a Morning Star guy, but I can live with that.
Okay, then I take the short sword back from you if you don't want it.
Hey, what? I didn't say that.
Come on, this best you got.
Jimjar
else
comes
you
up
do?
to you, Gomdred, and he says, "Hey, I bet you Grat beats that other guy up with his own sword."
It'd be fun to watch.
I'll take the sword. Thank you very much.
I got a solid meh.
Look, it's 9:20 in the morning.
Yeah.
I've been awake for like 27 hours.
Oh yeah.
Goodness.
This is Stefan. Let's be honest. He's always been a solid meh, pretty
It's
much on
because it's
everything.
always fucking
Yeah.
7 a.m. when I'm playing with you guys.
Oh yeah. I always wondered when you played Arnold if you just roleplayed dwarves really well or if you're just grumpy. But it could be both.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Good night.
I've said it before, haven't I? So just to recap, back to the start screen, zero out your spells if you guys don't mind, just so I have you guys accurate. And I got your friends, everyone made it, except Sarith and Orin are still manacled. And nobody else has spells.
I'm actually good with that.
Did 0 outer spells?
You have no
Tullalok, you still
spells.
have one left, don't you?
Yeah, I only used one.
Yep, you still got one. Yep, looks legit. So cool. Thanks for playing, guys. And you did the jailbreak, and you're headed for Dark Lake. I can't make a promise on tomorrow. I don't know if Trouble's gonna want to play or not. Depends on what she wants to do tomorrow night. It's kind of up to her, 'cause I had to work tonight.
All right, well, take it easy, man.
That was cool. I had fun.
Me too, bud. Thanks.
Yes,
Yeah, thanks, guys.
enjoyed it.
All right.
Cool.
Bye.